I'm not gonna do it anymore. They're moving around.
Are they moving around? Oh, they're moving around?
Yeah, I don't feel like staring too hard. I don't know exactly what's going on.
You don't know what you're about to see, man.
Exactly.
So welcome.
I'm just trying to see if it's shaking or not.
Is it recording?
Yeah, it's
Son
recording.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
Welcome.
He cold called us.
Yeah, no, I cold open a lot.
He
Sorry.
cold opens every episode.
Yeah, I love
we
cold
have had
opening.
straight up like 4 or 5 minute long conversations, and then him go like, "So this is episode 9." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Fuck." It's like we didn't even know we were recording. I didn't mean for anybody to hear that crazy story about me and that goat that one time.
He gets really nervous, so I start recording first, so that way we can, we can edit it out in post.
Let the record show. I looked at Creighton with a lot of sarcasm when he said I get nervous.
Let the record show I never get nervous.
I'm not gonna say that. I will get nervous, but I don't ever get nervous at this like at the idea of Ted's on the sink. Ted's on the counter, Creighton.
Yeah, no.
Are there cookies?
No. There's no
Okay,
cookies.
cool.
Yeah. No, that was like there are cookies, but they're in the fridge. Anyways, this is Shirts Off, episode 11.
Is it?
Yes.
You didn't
We're here
sound
today.
confident.
No, it is. I was thinking about what just dropped yesterday, and I was like, yeah, this is episode 11. Because that was the part 1 of
We're
two
filming
parts.
it when?
Are we
Do you
dating
know
them now?
Do you know it? No, I'm just asking if you know. I'm curious. I
On a
just had
Monday.
thought. Monday? The what? Do you know?
The 20-something.
Okay, well.
23rd? Am I right on that? 24th?
24.
Yeah, I was
good.
close. Monday 24th of whatever month. I'm not going to say.
Whatever year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we're not
Wait,
gonna...
wait.
Are we
I'm
hiding
trying
much?
to introduce our guest, and you're hitting me with like, what day is it?
Well, sometimes
What
I
month
keep you
is
on
it?
your toes, and the fact that you don't know the
Are you
day
a
of the
Libra?
month.
What's going on?
Anyways, we're here today with Sam.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sam.
Did you know? Rowan.
Hi.
Sam's here today to talk about Sam's Ambition.
Sam's Ambition. Yes.
His YouTube. Leem's here. He may be joining us. He may not. He might have just come to sit in the driveway. I don't know what he's doing. Charlie's also here, and Ted is here to provide moral support.
Ted, yes,
To attack our feet.
And to be our live audience, to be honest with you. He cheers every time. He claps his little
That's his
paws.
paw.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just hard to
we
hear
have-
because they're
we have-
I
paws.
know how fire that was to see of him actually
Yeah, just go like...
Movement like walking.
Yeah.
Movement.
I'm moving my hands back and forth.
Oh, I heard a car door.
I did too. Real quick,
Yeah.
before he gets in here. Sam's Ambition.
Sam's Ambition. Sam's Ambition as a YouTube channel is about to be
New
made
personality.
for Ichiban Con.
Oh, hold on.
You got beer.
Yes, I do have beer. Welcome.
Pleasure. Man, so many.
That's Sam.
That was so
Lee.
many
Hi.
amazing sounds. Ted was freaking out. Aleem shut the room down for a second. That
Dude,
was unbelievable.
that's an intro. That was his
That was-
intro music right there.
That was like the fucking. That was like in the first Knives Out, like the secondary interest of Benoit Blanc at the very end when he's like giving his little speech.
Yeah.
That was Aleem. Aleem
Yeah.
walked in. That was like fucking. We're 11 episodes deep, but boom, Aleem is
Yeah.
here.
Well, I told him we need intro music, like WWE, like the glass breaks and like all of us start walking out.
Who's Guinness?
Oh, you can have one. They're mine. Sorry, you were saying Sam's
I
Ambition.
thought he was
Yeah, I'm sorry,
asking
you were saying.
who Guinness was. I thought he was asking who's Guinness.
Who is Guinness?
He does world records,
He's not
from
on the
what I
channel,
hear.
that's for sure.
And beer. Very versatile man. Guinness is.
Guinness? It makes a special appearance on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam's Ambition, it's a new YouTube channel. It hasn't been made yet, so don't go look it up yet. But we're very passionate about this first project we had for Ichiban Con. It was some interviews, some fun things we had to ask these guests, or these folks, I should say. Ichiban Con 2025 was amazing. I can't really remember which Ichiban Con it was. Is it 14? Was it 14?
What? Oh, no, hold on. I got the pass. I'll
You got
I'll
the
get
pass?
yeah, you keep talking. I'll get
Yeah,
the pass.
I can't remember if it was 14 or not, but yes, it was a good con.
That was
Only went the one day though. Only went the one day, Saturday, just the one day. I was gonna make it like a 2-day thing. Originally though, the plan was to do like a whole panel, 1 hour panel. Had a whole thing figured out.
15.
I did tell 15.
Yeah,
okay,
15.
perfect.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. That plan fell through because I waited too long to register to get approved.
Oh, a booth?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we pivoted. Show must go on. We pivoted from the panel to interviews. And the first interview I had was Omni-Man. That was great. Great way to break the ice of it all, honestly. Yeah.
Omni-Man's sick.
I think it's really sick because since I got here, I've been thinking about how cool your mustache is.
Right?
Like Omni-Man has a really good mustache. So
You've been on the mustache kick lately.
Because I really fucking need one.
You don't need one. Look how cool you are without one.
I need a
Dude,
mustache.
listen, if you get one, you'll be OP. You will be Omni-Man.
I deserve that.
You're like a high school anime kid, like who wants a samurai sword, but you'll never use one. Like you already have cool shit, but you're like, I want the cool shit I can't attain.
That's exactly what I want.
But everyone else is walking around like, I want all the cool shit Leem has.
It's not a lot.
Man,
It's a jawline and hair.
and a fucking stellar vocabulary.
And like great personality. Like you're underselling yourself.
No,
You're
that's
like,
not. I really like your mustache, though. I really like your mustache.
Leem does this
Thank
thing.
you. I thank you.
Aleem does
you were
this
looking
thing
at
where he
me,
hates
so I
himself.
thought you were like, oh, thank you.
Aleem does this thing where he hates himself, and we have to keep telling him he's cool. And then
Yeah.
when he starts to pretend that he's too cool, we have to shut him down and make sure he knows he sucks.
You gotta get him right in
Mustache
the.
you don't have.
Why'd you even say that as a joke?
Look, Sam's here.
He's like, oh shit.
The real reason Sam's here is to keep you in line.
We brought a brown man with a real mustache. Fucker.
Same as Brown, by the way, guys.
Well,
With a really cool handlebar mustache.
They'll tell by the picture. We'll get a picture of
It's a
this.
solid.
Hey,
It's a solid facial hair profile.
We need to be better too. We keep forgetting.
yeah, I know. I keep having to fucking throw shit
these
together on
random
the
edits are
fly.
so bad. They're
They were
good.
so good though. The last one was our friend Cooper came on last time, and Cooper like hangs out at my house a lot with us, and we had a picture where it's me and Cooper at the bottom of the photo, and like 8 people above us.
It's
He
an
cut
album
out-
cover.
He cut out everybody, left me and Cooper, and then photoshopped their faces onto a ladder. That's
Well,
in the
I
photo
tried
with
to do it where like Leem was peeking in, like
Yeah.
you know, like because I don't have any great pictures of Leem.
Yeah.
Like he's
This
always
is-
doing like this or throwing shit up in front of his face.
Whoa! First off, stop doing hand signals on the audio podcast. Second of all,
Yeah, they can't see what you're doing.
second of all,
He threw up gang
yeah,
signs.
literally, like what the fuck?
Or like he's like really far away, so it looks really silly when I try to just blow it up, you know. But anyways, you know, it's great. I put that picture on a T-shirt, by the way.
We need to somehow figure out how to book a deaf person and their interpreter onto this podcast so we can have a straight up audio podcast.
They're gonna
featuring
sign
deaf
on an
characters.
audio podcast.
Yes, that would be unbelievable. Just have the interpreter be the voice, and people just assume that this is going on. This not, you know.
Do you
that they
remember that
can't
fake
know.
signer that got on to like
Well,
one of the Florida like hurricane
So many
notification
times.
things?
Was
And
just
like
up there
she
doing
just
not
they're
with
doing-
no hand sign.
Nonsense. California, it happens like it's like more of them than there aren't. There are more people that are doing it that don't know what they're doing than there are.
It's crazy,
It's,
and
they
they're just
hire
sitting there
anybody 'cause
like
they don't
you
know. There's no like
No.
fact checking.
doing
to
like
get it.
this and like.
Just said-
Probably get paid pretty decent.
They do. It's a very well-paying job.
Well,
The
damn, we
interpreters
should just
get
start
paid
faking that shit.
money.
That's what I'm saying, but it's such a moral thing. Like it's morally gray, but it's not the worst kind of moral gray. Because like you're a piece of shit. You're taking advantage of disabilities, but like you're not really hurting anybody. But there's a bunch of people at home that's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah, there's just some poor deaf person watching the TV who's like, their backyard's on fire. They don't even know it. Because this guy's on the TV fucking going like, ostrich, rainbow, ostrich. Like they're just saying
Listen,
nonsense.
the whole
They're trying to
time-
tell you there's a fire outside.
The whole time you've been talking, Sam's been over there signing away. Like,
I'm excited about you guys.
My grandmother would be disappointed.
because
My
she
nana-
hates deaf people.
No, she's no sign language. Her cousin's deaf, like for real.
Oh, she knows sign
You
language?
know
Yeah.
what the worst part is?
She's like passing conversation. She's like she'll tell you like
Oh,
I'm
she
not
speak finger slang.
basically yeah. She's like I can tell you what's going on in the room. I can tell you like where to get from like normal things, but she couldn't tell you incredibly intricate. Like
Yeah,
if
she
there
couldn't
was-
write a thesis with her hands.
Yeah, no.
Now
no.
some of them be
Yeah.
writing,
Bro.
thesis with their hands.
There's a guy on YouTube. His name is Zhao Ma. He's a Jewish dude from New York, and he like specializes in learning different languages. And like the main one was Mandarin for a long. You know, his channel for like years was just white dude speaks Chinese in Chinatown, and like it would be people's reactions, and it's awesome. And then he started to slowly get out of Mandarin and into other languages and kept going into them, and then he finally gets to sign language, and he did a video, and he has the guy at the end of the video who's like an advocate for evolving the language. He's like, the thing about sign language is so cool right now is that it's still kind of in its infancy. Like, as a language, it's still evolving, and there's syntax and things that are developing every day right now in the 2020s still, and like people are getting more and more intricate with what's available because you're not bound by what your voice can do. You're bound by what you can do with your body. And like having that,
I can do all kinds of things with my body.
We know, Creighton. And he said at the end, he's like, he's been keeping track. He's like 40 languages deep in what he's capable of communicating to people now. And he says it took him less than 3 weeks to decide that sign language is like far and away right there at the top of his list. Like, he's incredibly fluent in Mandarin. He's obviously incredibly fluent in English, but like sign language is the most passionate he's become about a new language in like years because of what's available to like the language and to other languges. And it's fascinating, dude. He's a fascinating dude.
It is.
And he's really silly and dorky. It's like, it's funny to see just like he's just a dweeb who loves talking to people. And like he literally, every time people ask him, like he'll be in Botswana speaking African to somebody, and they'll be like, "Why do you do this?" And he was like, I really wanted to know how to order food from a Botswanian restaurant. And like that's for all languages, that's his like go-to answer. He's like, I wanted to know how to order fish balls in Chinatown. Like, I wanted to know how to do this without having to, like, look it up or point to the menu. And that's, like, his, And
that's a good reason.
He lived in Beijing for a couple of years when he was, like, studying Mandarin at first, because that's where he started this whole, like, journey. His wife's Mandarin, like, he has Chinese children. that was, like, the beginning of his journey, and then he's just turned into this, like, what are they called? I think it's polyglot or polyglot. I can't remember. People that know a ton of languages.
Polyglot.
Polyglot or polyglot. What?
Polylinguist?
No, it's like
polyamorous?
No, polyglot. It's either polyglot or polyglot. It's probably something.
Poly.
He said polygon.
Polyglot.
I'm in love with the
Polly want a cracker?
What?
Polly want a cracker?
That was better than it was delivered. My confidence would have made that good. But you didn't even know if you were going to like that. You're like, Polly. Head ass. Oh, man.
I don't remember how we got to that, but...
Yeah, I don't remember either. You started talking about that, and I was like, holy shit, he's like going off about sign language. What are you looking for?
There it is. Nope.
My water.
Oh, okay. Sam's ambition.
Yeah.
What are some of the ideas and stuff like you're trying to get out there?
So I basically, when I wanted to do the interviews, or originally with the panel, I wanted to like just involve people, like everyone know, like you're kind of all the same, and we all laugh at some really ridiculous shit and be really delinquents about it. But again, like I said, we didn't make the panel, so pivoting over to like interviews, it just clicked. Like, oh, you know what? I can like talk to people and get their opinion of like what's going on here at IchibanCon, if they actually like it or not. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the big question I had for them was like, what's something they could change if they could without anyone noticing? And honestly, the best answer I got was somebody said something about changing the elevators and actually having them fixed, not just having them all there. So the ultimate goal was just to like, I wanted to see what everyone's mind was for IchibanCon, so that I can gather information for next year's IchibanCon. So that if I do the panel, the plan is still do the panel because it's completed. It's just wasn't submitted in time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I was just gathering information.
So is your channel going to be like a con focused channel, or specifically Ichiban, or you want to do more things? That one channel will
be con focused. Yeah, okay. It's just going to be. It's like almost like a Matt Pat thing going on.
Let's know about some Matt Pat.
Yeah,
you fucked around. Yeah, and said
that's his favorite.
The one like entertainment thing he loves.
Nah, I love Matt Pat.
You love Matt Pat?
I love Matt Pat.
Yeah, I love Matt Pat. Like,
and I frequent Raleigh in case I run into him and his wife and children.
Whenever he announced his retirement,
is a little crazy.
Whenever his retirement was announced, like I cried. I sobbed.
Oh, I literally called my mom.
To fuck it up, like the creator for Dragon Ball Z died last year too.
Yeah.
So Akira Toriyama died and Matt Pat left YouTube all in 1 year. I disassociated. I wasn't here. I didn't talk to these guys for a while. Anyway, my fault. I fucking love
Matt
it.
said, I'm retiring. And I'm like, I can't even watch the rest of the videos you're putting out because it makes me sad.
Yes. No, it's
He would,
fucked up.
drop a new one. He's like, 6 more videos, guys. And drop a new one. And then I would just cry.
Up,
and I'm like, I can't.
It's like,
It's a little fucked up.
he's like, watch me edge these nerds.
Dude, it sucks because I feel like every replacement he got for his channel was a great choice, but they're not him, and they'll never be able to be him. But they're such students of him, like their mannerisms, the way they do their channel.
They've been making the videos on the channel for years now.
Yeah,
they've been like.
I miss him.
It's like when somebody does a really
like
good
when Ray
impression of their friend. It's like that's what it's like. You edit this guy long enough, you've seen more than the fans have seen.
Yeah, like they use the same inflictions. Like they're very much like students of his style.
But they're
of
turning him
YouTube.
into a brand instead of a person.
Yeah, it just
That's
isn't.
what happened when he sold Game Theory as a brand a few years
Is that what
ago.
you just did? You just say Ray Williams Johnson? That happened with him?
Yeah, he
okay, I
left.
thought you
Remember,
said that.
I was getting to
I
that.
was gonna say that also.
Yeah, Ray William Johnson retired.
Man, did you say that out loud, or did I hear you?
No, I said that out loud.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, you
I
guys
was
were
gonna
talking.
say it anyway.
You
before you
guys
said anything.
are probably old enough to remember Ray William Johnson, right?
Equals
That's not
3.
familiar.
Equals
Equals
3?
3 was the show
3.
Yeah.
on YouTube.
How old are you?
Yes.
Sam?
What's our age
Yes,
gap?
yes.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh, you're well, you definitely.
Fucking idiot.
Well, he
He's
looks
older
young.
than
He
you.
looks younger. So, like, I was just making sure, like, I didn't want to be like
Not gonna lie,
talking
I
about
would
like
have
some
believed
obscure-
anything from like 23 to 40.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like it's an ambiguous age face.
You look great.
Well,
Like,
thank you.
Yeah,
like,
you
you're
look great
killing
for
it.
22 or 40.
Yeah.
Like you generally you just have a very youthful demeanor.
you look like you really take good care of yourself.
I try. Yeah, too. Yeah.
Mustache. You got a really good mustache.
Yeah, man, that mustache is pissing me off. It's
You know what's even wilder is like now that you know his age, that mustache has seen some things.
Yeah.
That mustache has seen things your face has never seen yet.
How many times have you had a mustache you didn't like, and this is the final form of like lots of training your mustache
No,
face?
honestly, yeah, it's a lot of training.
Oh, it must be nice. Train your mustache. Wow. Wish mine would show up for practice.
Your mustache journey hasn't even started yet.
It's like I'm hitting the gym every day doing curls with my.
I do all the things they say you're supposed to do. And I've been doing them for longer than I should have been doing them, and I still don't have no goddamn
I
mustache.
think like when you
Minoxidil.
No, I was talking about pussy. What are you? I can't even pronounce that. I need to try that. That sounds
she
effective.
said photosynthesis or whatever,
How dare you?
That's a callback to an earlier.
Is a stimulant for hair growth.
Yeah.
So essentially, you can use it. It's sold for male pattern baldness. Smear that shit all over your fucking face. Do it.
I've heard the same
Yeah.
about pussy. Like,
It works. It works.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one of them didn't work, but I'll try the. You said amoxicillin?
How dare you?
Minoxidil.
you said
Minoxidil.
oligarchy or whatever it is.
Don't just pick multisyllabic words.
She said
Wait, hold
monopoly.
on. One more
He said
time. Say it again.
Minoxidil.
Minoxidil. That's a Pokemon. For sure. That's like a second evolution Pokemon. It's got one more to go until it's like
Speaking of Pokemon,
Minoxatrax or something.
you guys
It's
wanna
gonna
know
be
what
a
always pisses me
dragon.
off?
What?
Pidgeotto, Pidgeot.
Yeah.
The second form should have been Pidgeot. The last form should have been Pidgeotto.
Pidgeotto's fire.
Pidgeotto's the
a
best
cooler
name. It's the best name, and it's the longest name. Why the fuck is the final form Pidgeot?
Can't believe you're about to get me all fired up on this.
No,
I'm real excited about
I'm about to
this.
say, do you think I'm wrong?
No, I think you're incredibly right, and I've been waiting to talk about this for years.
Yes, no, because Pidgeotto should have been the final fucking form of Pidgey.
Pidgeotto is not only should have been the final form. Pidgeotto, the second evolution, should have the whole thing should have been moved over. Pidgeot doesn't even look as cool as Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is the coolest. It's like it's the whole Sceptile fucking Grovyle situation.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Grovyle is the shit.
No, Grovyle shits on Sceptile.
Way
far,
cooler.
By far. I don't know about Pidgeotto shitting on Pidgeot. Because Pidgeot's the one with the long, flowing, like, Valhalla kind of mane, right? Like, got the long hair.
That's facts. No, you're right. I immediately retract what I said.
But
Pidgeotto should be the name.
But Grovyle better than Sceptile. Agree. Emerald is the last Pokemon game. No, it was Diamond. But I've only played 2 Pokemon games my whole life, like Emerald and Diamond. I know it's surprising.
That is very surprising.
But I haven't seen 4.
You know so much.
Because I get really deep into lore.
No. Hold on. We're not ignoring what he said.
What did he say?
Did no one hear him?
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
He said, no, I know, it's surprising, but, I haven't seen Forrest Gump. How is that? How is that a benchmark for, I haven't played Pokemon, guys?
I get it. I get what he said.
I'm glad you get it. Because I haven't done shit.
It feels like a jump in logic, but the math is there. Dude.
It's just that we ignored it.
It's because me and him we're operating on the same level.
We use it as a rulebook for everything.
You don't use Forrest Gump as a measuring stick.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He could have said, "Oh, and I haven't seen Titanic." Same thing.
I only played Breath of the Wild. I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption yet.
No, completely not. It's different.
No, you're just throwing shit together.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, you're just
what the fuck am I thinking, man?
Listen, you sound ridiculous.
What were we talking about now?
Good. I think.
Listen.
Nah,
Dead Space 6.
How dare you? We had a running gag on a previous podcast where if there was any dead air for more than 2 seconds, he started bringing up Dead Space, the video game, and its subsequent sequels every time there was.
And the first time I brought it up, they almost started talking about Dead Space. They're like, oh no, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I've never played it. Has nothing to do with the game. It's word association.
Shockingly enough, I haven't played Dead Space either. But
Not either.
I do love the game, the story of it all. I got to watch a whole through.
Yeah.
And then, the anime, all that.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Which is the same kind of energy on why I know so much about Pokemon without having played a lot of it. And once we brought up Map Pat, you really should have realized I'm super into the idea of things. I don't really need to play. I don't need to play the thing. I just really like the idea of the thing.
And that's why I watched 37 plus hours of FNAF videos.
Yes, I know so much about FNAF.
Never even touched.
No, I did touch it.
Okay.
Scared the fuck out of
Scared the fucking shit out of me, bro.
I played it on an iPad when I was 17. Never touched that shit again. Have seen
I want to watch the movie.
so much.
He's in the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I want to. I hear it's good.
I had no inkling.
It's got the
to
guy
watch
from
it,
Bridge
so
to Terabithia in it,
Am I the
right?
only one that's seen the movie?
Yes, it is
That
the
was a hard pull.
That is
but
Josh
Yes, but
Yes, that is
Look,
Josh Hutcherson's
his
reaction.
mind just got blown.
Guys, what the fuck? Okay, here's the thing. So obviously, I saw the movie because unlike all of you,
Bridge to
old
Terabithia,
people,
or
How
I
dare you?
all right. How old are you, Rowan?
21.
God fucking damn it! I'm gonna throw a pillow.
What's your name?
Through it, pillow.
Rowan.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I just introduced him. I didn't introduce Rowan, Leem, Rowan.
That's what I say. I very rarely meet people with cooler names than me, but that shit's on Leem.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta say, you're in my top 5.
Appreciate
So
it.
here's the thing. So obviously, when the
Your brother
FNAF
is,
movie
like,
came
for real
out,
as well.
that was my calling because I was one of the people that FNAF was made for.
Yeah.
The elementary school kids.
Oh,
So
to
when-
scare the shit out of them?
Yeah. So when I was playing FNAF, I was in 5th grade.
God damn.
Let's see.
Right?
So we were.
Remember that fucking scene in Saving Private Ryan when
So,
Matt Damon gets old? That's
were
how
10?
I just became old.
You were
I was
10.
11.
We were 16,
Yeah.
at least.
What?
We were 16 when he was.
Which one of us
10 or
is
11.
26?
No. Sorry, we were 17, 18, probably.
Okay.
Damn, that's wild.
You're getting better
That's
at the math.
That's
He's so
wild.
bad at math, bro.
He's so
Sorry,
bad at
I went the other way. My bad.
So I was whipping out FNAF on my Kindle Fire. My Kindle Fire.
That's what I watched
had
Game
a
of Thrones
purple
on for the
case.
first time.
Yeah, a purple case. I had Disney music saved on there. I had FNAF and I had Minecraft.
Hell
And
yeah.
it wasn't even regular Minecraft. It was Minecraft launcher,
Yeah.
before Minecraft came out.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, this is just
so
taking me
funny.
back. I remember those days. We did a YouTube video that never got released with like our original crew that we were going to do YouTube
The
with.
one with Jorge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've talked about that at the job before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
he,
hilarious.
He still thinks about you guys.
Oh, yeah. He does?
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's like, Jorge's one of those guys that's like super conscious of people but will never like reach out.
Yeah,
Like Jorge just told me.
He's really bad at it.
He told me for the first time, we used to work together.
Sorry,
every
this is
day.
a whole other arc.
my bad.
But I'm going to tie it back.
Actually,
Give me a
yeah,
second.
fuck what I'm talking about. But just today, he told me, he was like, man, I miss you, man. I really miss you. And it's like, it took you like a good year or some change to say that. Like, I figured you'd have missed me.
He's
the
probably
whole
been
time.
missing you for like 5
Nah,
years.
that's my
man.
dog.
He's
I
just
love
like,
that guy.
When Rowan was playing Minecraft on a
The
Kindle,
launcher.
Yeah.
the launch
Yeah.
on a Kindle, I was watching Jaime and Cersei Lannister fucking a tower. That's on a Kindle. That's crazy to me. That is so wild.
To tie all this back around, we've been trying to do a YouTube for like a really long time, and like we didn't get it nailed down to like what 2019, and even then we were more on Twitch than we were on YouTube.
Twitch was big thing.
Yeah. So we've kind of branched over to YouTube with this season and stuff, and going back from like having a live audience and that kind of deal.
A live audience.
I have nothing to
Well,
say
with
to
Twitch-
all that. He does all that. I show up here and talk.
It just recently became like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, like
still-
he's been like facilitating it for years. He's
Yeah.
actually like the reason why really any of us even have the capacity to podcast.
Yeah.
Because he was the first one to be like, I'll actually get the shit and I'll actually do this the right way.
Yeah.
And I'll actually provide the facilities for my friends to not just run their mouths, but creatively capture it
And
and
then
put it out as a product.
Project that onto
Yes.
the internet.
So he's being real lackadaisical, but like he's really the heart of this shit.
Yeah. No, he's like he paved the way
I
for
just-
this.
I'm just here sometimes.
Yeah.
I just
And-
talk a little.
Honestly, like
This really is like
we
his
need
baby,
to
you know?
officially make you a co-host. So like,
Yeah, yo, guys will do that. Or I'll be the day my life finally takes
Yeah.
off, and I'll wind up like.
Do you wanna
across
be a
the country.
co-host?
I mean, I would, I should, but like, what if I finally get it together? Then I just don't have the time, you know.
Come on, let's be honest. That's not happening.
It hurts.
my point.
beer.
My point with all that is like, it's from one
I love
person
you, man.
trying to make something to another. Like, you wouldn't believe the many iterations and like the amount of teamwork it takes to make your art happen. You know,
Right.
because this is art. I mean, I know it's very. I don't want to say minimum effort because I know that what it takes to edit this, right? As we do it right
this
now.
particular version of content is about as lazy as it gets.
Yeah, but it's still
The
at
effort
the end
involved.
of the day is art. You know
Aside
what I
from
mean?
being
And
able to
like
talk
the
for 4 hours.
content is like what we're really trying to focus
Yeah,
on.
this is
right
more focused on the content rather than like.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We just need
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Money does make the world.
Charlie stopped funding us. So
Honestly, all that equipment is just sitting there. We ought to like turn that room over there into a studio. We just
which
need-
one?
Either of the ones that can be.
Do this one. I'm trying to make
Bro,
a bookshelf door.
We're not having this conversation.
Sorry, I don't want to segue into home improvements, but like,
And it's really funny how
Blow
appearances
that wall
like
out.
work though, because like somebody walks in and they see multiple mics and like headphones and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is crazy."
well, we'll psych them out. That's why I like this because like this is way more like laid back, way more like you're just chilling. Like you guys were sitting over there at a table and you were like all quiet and kind of like in on yourself. Like no offense, I'm not trying to call you out. I just mean like I feel like when you're in a situation where you're about to be recorded, you kind of like lock up a little bit. I know I do,
Yeah, I can see it.
and it's like hard to get past that until you kind of break the ice and get the conversation rolling.
It is
Mindful.
wild how like the three of us specifically, and a couple of my brother, our other buddy, when it was at my house and we had I had microphones for every person, headphones so you could hear the audio. It's a lot easier.
Cameras like set up at each like
Yeah,
station.
like I
stuff.
said, we got our funding cut. Charlie back now.
Hold on.
This is
Let me
the
explain.
economic season.
Let me explain though. Like,
This is econ class. Like,
there's definitely a difference in what we're doing right now in terms of ease, though, because as easy as that got for us, it took 300 episodes for us to like get to where it's like, oh yeah, it's time to sit and do this. This is fun. This thing we're doing now, where it's like a new person on every episode, it wouldn't work in that setting because it's like, oh, here's a basement and a bunch of cameras and microphones. it's weird and uncomfortable for like the one who's raw, and the people that have done it every week. This setting, like he said, like, and whoever's listening, you can't see it, but there's a big giant sectional couch, a big leather chair, another big leather love seat. A trash can, yeah, totally. A big giant ottoman in the middle. Like, it's a cozy environment.
Yeah.
And
Low lighting.
And there's no microphones. It's literally we're talking at an iPhone in the middle of the room. Like, it doesn't feel like any more than a hangout. You know, when you're surrounded by the microphones and the headphones and you're talking into them
and you're forced
to hear yourself, you hear the feedback, you hear the static, you hear each other clearer than a normal conversation. It can psych you out. So many times we had people on that were only on 2 or 3 times who, like, they get a sentence into a statement and lose track because of just the fact that they're listening to themselves at all psychs them out of being able to have, like, a clear and cohesive conversation.
Yeah. I
get that.
One of the scary things, or not scary, but one of the like funny things about like podcasting and the irony in it, because like all 3 of us are just people who don't shut the fuck up in general. But like we actually have a skill at like conversation, and you don't realize it until you get people on to talk and stuff, or you talk with different people, and you're just like, oh, okay, like we yap a lot and we be kind of like rambling, but the fact that we can maintain riveting conversation and switch between topics and stuff and all this stuff over time does like better convey the idea that like there is an art form to like conversation and that podcasting.
You got skills. We got skills.
Yeah, no,
I got skills.
No, you got skills.
You guys got skills.
No, we got skills. No, we got skills.
I'm just here,
Shut up.
Is that what I'm like?
Yeah. Have you ever seen
Pokemon Emerald's one of the only 2 Pokemon games I played, and whenever my Grovyle turned into Sceptile, I was like, this is bullshit. What a dog shit design. Why would you go from arm grass blades and the cool mohawk grass blade to whatever the fuck Sceptile is? Sceptile looks like a fucking tumbleweed, his little ugly ass.
Sounds like you're skeptical.
Damn, you really
Skeptile.
That was good, Creighton. That was good. That was pretty good. I like that a lot.
A lot better than expected.
Yeah. Creighton rarely gets good wordplay, and it's always real bad. Don't do that. I can't even describe what he did because it won't make sense on audio. No, stop doing sign. Now he's just trying sign language.
I was just saying hippo over and over again.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
He's Italian. If you can tell, disabilitating.
No, so I saw a TikTok and this kid was just like, he's like, my dad's a fan of the Mets. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's just not gonna come through on the podcast because you can't see the gestures. Rowan just owned the entire Italian-speaking like variant of hand signals.
I love like the Mets memes. It's like, how about the Mets?
The Mets
it's all about the Mets, baby. So like, what are the different channels that you want to like, or different? Channels. So, I guess is the right word. The different channels you want to.
Yeah, it's like interviews, like on the street kind of interviews. So like, it won't be like just Ichiban Con like or con specific, but I could. That's the thing. I could do that. I want to have like separate channels. So like, I want obviously a fucking food channel because you gotta have a food channel. Gotta have.
You cook?
I don't cook.
Oh,
I
just
cook to eat. I cook to eat.
I cook in that I have to survive.
Yeah, I try not to bring it. Yeah, no, but I wouldn't want to rate like other food. Obviously.
Oh, okay.
A theme park one because everyone loves theme parks.
Yeah.
Movies because movies is something we all could talk about.
Let me get this right. We're starting YouTube channels for everything we want to like experience and then review them. Because I can get on board with this. I want to review Carowinds and talk about how shitty some of the stuff there is.
Now I'm seeing the hook of Sam's ambition because it's literally just like going out and doing
Sam's I want to document my life.
Why the separate channels?
Second?
Why the separate channels?
Why the separate channels? Because I didn't want it to be like a whole bunch of vlogs. Like it's just me vlogging. At that point, if it's just one channel and it's just me, I'm going to the restaurant to try some food now.
So I understand. Let me get this right then.
Some makeup.
So if there's a food one, is it not just you vlogging a bunch of food things though?
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not just Sam's Ambition? Boom, you market cap the whole thing to it's your ambition. That's what it is. It's a vlog. It's your life.
Maybe you have a good point there.
Do you live an interesting Rowan? Does Sam live an interesting life?
Oh,
Sam.
look at his mustache, dude. What does that say?
No, the mustache he could have never left South Carolina, and I think he's cooler than me. Hold on a second, though. Too many channels. That's too silly. That's different. That's too. You're having to grab different
Don't leave it
audiences.
silly. You can't just
Yeah, come on, man.
But like you're grabbing so many
You can't
different.
be coming after this man like this.
I'm not trying to come after. I'm trying to understand and potentially help.
I'm witnessing the vision. Okay, let me explain to you this.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited.
You are a person creating content on YouTube.
Generally, are you talking to me?
Just like hypothetically.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
talking-
That's what I had to make that clear.
shut the fuck up, Chris.
I was confused. I didn't know. Like, do you believe in me yet already?
Hyperbole.
We've known each other for 20 minutes.
Hyperbole.
So that's actually not a hyperbole.
Yeah, no, don't, no. That's he. You're new to this. He doesn't understand.
Yeah, because I
We
know
do.
people call him on his shit.
Yeah.
You just say shit.
Oh, listen, Rowan, I was all on
I'm
board for
200
whatever you were about to
episodes.
say until you said that. Now,
200
look, go ahead,
200
Jordan.
episodes ago, we gave up on that shit. This motherfucker
He just
refuses.
Everything's a literary device.
He refuses to learn language
Adjective.
and what definitions are.
Adjective.
So, as you were saying,
Basically, you have separate avenues for YouTube. Say you have more professional, like film-like stuff that you're doing. So you have, you're putting more time into it. You're putting more time into the editing, the production, maybe more money into the cost of the videos. And you want to have all of that together in its own section. That's one of those things where it's like, I would want to represent myself that way in a more professional way and have its own channel. I don't want that stuff on the same channel that I make my ASMR videos on. Or the same channel that I do my little mukbang reviews on.
I get that.
the
It's
mukbang
like
reviews are
a.
wow. They really some eaters.
But
some
to
real
your
strong
point,
eaters.
what you were saying, yeah, I wouldn't want to have like 100 channels like MatPat. I don't.
Yeah. Or like Captain Sparkle.
The first perfect.
He's got a perfect 33 channels. It's fine.
Yes,
It's
it's
not-
fine.
yeah,
You don't
it's
talk
5
about
channels,
Matthew.
literally.
You pick another YouTuber, Mr. Sam's.
I will
You
say,
go for the mustache. It's not real.
It's like at the end of a Scooby Doo episode. He whips off that mustache, and Sam's like, "I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Leem." That meddling Leem.
I knew he was going to be jealous the second he walked in and looked at my mustache.
That's all I saw too. I walked in. I barely noticed there was a second person. Damn, he has a good mustache. I deserve that.
It's like that
mustache.
scene from Zoolander where like
He walks in
where
during
they're
the
walking
press
by
conference.
each other,
Yeah,
and they're like, it's like the slow walk, like.
Captain Sparkles was the first like YouTuber where I was like, bro, nobody wants to watch you race cars. Like this guy is.
you say
He was the Minecraft YouTuber, and then
Start doing other shit.
bro, he has a music channel where he has 3 music channels. One is for Minecraft music videos. The other is for like synth like disc recording music that he just did for shits and giggles. And then the other one's that but with lyrics. And then he has a channel for his car vlogs. He has a channel for his life to life vlogs. He has a channel for his Twitch streams raw in their entirety.
Yes.
Then Twitch clips channels where they're all like 5 seconds. And all of that is an offshoot of his main Captain Sparkles YouTube channel.
So here's the thing, though.
And I'm leaving some out.
Yeah.
I think at that point it is a little bit extra. And then the main reason that I feel like having multiple channels kind of ends up kind of backfiring on people is my favorite thing is when creators will have like 10 million followers on their main channel. And then they'll post like an apology on their second channel with 200,000 subscribers. Yep. And then you're just like, so you're not apologizing.
Well,
You didn't.
well, first, hold on. That's so good.
Like, I'm thinking about old YouTube. You're talking about old YouTube, and all I can think of is pedophile. So I'm trying to like.
He's so right though.
Yeah.
God,
The fact that
Ray William Johnson really got out just in time.
Yeah, his
Not that he's a pedophile. I'm not saying that.
His worst nigga said like the N word.
I don't. Huh?
And like, he said the N word like a few times.
He said the N-word?
Not to be the overly like because you might also be what I am, but not to be the only clearly black guy. Because a mustache like that, I don't know, brother. But,
it's very racially
The best way
ambiguous.
somebody explained what I look like is that I look like I live here. Like I was born in America, but also I took my own land. So like,
You look like Louis J. Gomez. Do you know who that is?
Who's Jay Gomez?
He's a comedian out of New York, and when I say you look like him, I mean I'm pretty sure I thought it was you. I thought you were
Could
just
you imagine
lying.
if I just got Louis J.
It's also why I said 22 to 41. That was kind of a test to see if you like knew that I knew, but you clearly aren't.
Honestly, you just shouldn't tell. Like, don't tell anybody. Just
Don't tell
like
the
keep
age.
people guessing. Like, you know what I mean?
I
The
was doing
age
that for a
and
while.
also like whatever like ethnicity. Like, you know, just don't tell.
Well, you
anybody.
remember like back when we were hanging out at Player One.
Dude,
Up all
I
the
was so
time.
drunk so many times. You're
So
gonna
many
have
times
to
that
be
they
more
went up.
specific about. You remember?
Well,
you're the most casual alcoholic I've ever met.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
What do I mean?
I mean you're an alcoholic.
Dude, that I mean, sort of.
It's bad
not
because
really.
of the hat. Let me find a
He's
better.
also bald. Like,
is he bald?
yeah, you have like a full head of hair.
Well, you have a beanie
Look
on
at that.
too, though.
He has like an impressive head of
That's
hair.
a great
too.
head of hair, actually.
Like,
Well, but before that, when the
Phenomenal
beanie
hair.
was on, it was ambiguous.
Is he? Yeah.
No, that's like
No, it's
Like,
it's
keep
like-
the beanie on real
you
quick.
remember, like,
so I can show him and he can understand.
and it's like solid black too. Like,
you
it's
remember
nice.
in middle school, actually,
Damn, that hair is pretty fucking.
right?
No,
I
like,
told
if
you.
I let it.
But yeah, so wear that for a second so he understands where I'm coming from.
Like a cockatoo. And
Nah,
just,
you
Wait,
just
hold
might
on,
be a
hold
white
on,
guy,
hold on,
man.
hold on.
Nah, you just might be
On podcasts,
Wait,
I'm used to seeing him
hey,
with a
hold on.
beanie on with a pair of headphones.
Hold on, he's saying something. What'd you say?
Oh no, I was just saying about my hair. Like it gets wild because like if I let it just do whatever it wants, eventually it'll just go forward like a peacock. It, like just
Yeah.
forward.
No, honestly, that's kind of sick though. You could like use that.
Nah, it's very like the reason like everybody like Rob Pat's hair when he showed up. Like it's very Twilight. It's very the first Twilight.
Oh yeah.
Nah, that's the thing. You
Or
probably
Ray
want-
William Johnson. His hair added like 3 inches to his height,
Nah,
dude. He was
Ray
short. as
William
fuck.
Johnson was like giving up. You're too old for the
Taller
hair.
guys. Taller
I remember that. That was hilarious. He's like,
I was
that's what we
cute.
call him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I fucked with Ray William Johnson enough that I thought he was good at rapping. Like he could actually spit a little bit. Like nobody wants to talk
Yeah,
about it.
your
No, he can
favorite
spit.
Martian? Yeah,
he
that
can
was a
spit.
good.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
That
He
was
can
some good
rap.
music.
He's capable of rapping, but he's also like 5 feet tall and just a very interesting looking.
I mean, Kendrick's short.
nah, it's different.
It's different.
Is it?
Nah, it's different.
Wait, why?
Kendrick's like powerfully short. Ray William Johnson was like gnome short.
Yes. Wow. That. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason Aleem's the certified rapper because sometimes he just be spitting.
He's a-
It's called economy of words. In less than 2 sentences, he made it so clear. That is astounding how well you did.
I appreciate
How
that.
fast you could do
Nah, because
it.
I'm a huge student of both. Like I rap as well as I do because I've heard both of them rap.
Right.
Like Ray William Johnson. Like people don't. Your favorite Martian was a time, dog.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
it
still
was
have.
cool.
I still listen to Your Favorite Martian.
I need you.
occasionally.
Like I'm not your puppet and
Yeah.
shit like that. Orphan tears.
Doing Your Mom.
Right, yeah, so man, yeah. Doing your mom. Doing your. YouTube used to be a great place. dog.
YouTube used to be wild.
And then Matt Pat left.
Yeah.
They've been the same since Matt.
You remember
got
when we
out
didn't
there.
have like quality YouTube videos? It would just be like people
Bullshit.
recording off an
Remember-
iPhone in a
Yeah,
room.
we
I
had-
just want to say, I never had to go to rehab before Matt Pat dropped off the face of YouTube.
Yeah,
As
listen.
soon as he did, I'm
Matt,
sitting
Matt,
on
you hear
the
that?
treadmill.
You're making the youth depressed.
It's your
Hey, man.
fault.
Vowels.
Shut the.
Nah, he is so important, dog.
He is.
And like
He's-
not just for how fucking
the man gave the Pope a video game.
Yes,
He did.
he
The guy
gave
is
the
a-
Pope
No, he's a legend.
110.
Like, people don't
I
give
don't
enough credit. Like he's
agree with
actually a
choice.
Wait, which
legendary
Pope?
human. Matt Pat.
Yeah,
No, I
that-
mean which Pope?
no,
nigga
like
we
the
got now?
Pope, like the Pope.
Francis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Whatever-
there
the
was,
ones being
there
like
was just a
cocaine.
new one, is what he's saying. It
Oh,
could have been in the last
Yeah.
few years.
Yeah, no, that's what because like
Is that a
Francis was like
Yeah,
what
no, yeah.
20.
Hold on.
16?
No. We're not ignoring Rowan on this
Wait,
moment.
what
I
did Rowan
just have
say?
to explain this
Hold
to
on.
me. How does this work? For real.
Hold on.
Oh, you're
No,
not.
just like
You're not
this-
old enough to remember.
No.
First
Hold
of
on.
all,
relax.
No,
A lot of people
I got
don't
this
know
one.
what
I got
it
this.
is.
I got
Hold
this.
on,
I'm
wait.
cooking right now. I got this.
Okay.
Hold on. Rowan asked an amazing question because I said, there was a new one. And Rowan said, wait till you go back and listen to it. They do that? Was Rowan's statement. When I say that, do you think the Pope never dies? This is my question.
The Pope is like the Queen, right?
Sure. But you think there's only ever been one?
Well, did the Pope die?
Yeah.
When did the Pope die?
A Pope has passed a few years
Several
back.
of them.
Yeah, yes. It's not
They die a lot.
an immortal being.
always
That's how
do
it
this
sounded
shit.
to me.
Here's the thing.
They really do. They're
Popes
always
do
old
die.
as shit. And they put them in.
that I don't get any news about anything that happens outside the U.S. because the stuff that's happening in the U.S. is just a little too kooky.
I just gotta let that stuff go one ear out the other.
Yeah.
I know some of it does affect people's reality and their existence.
That's fair. That's a good point.
There's a happy
That's
middle
fair.
ground.
There's definitely a happy middle ground.
There's a happy middle ground.
Some of that
It's
shit
just if I read
You're
it all
both
the
talking.
time, I'd be depressed. Anyways, hold on, wait. I want to get to this.
I don't read it, and I am depressed.
I'm in a good mood. All right, I don't want the news to ruin my day for me before it even starts. I listen to Philip DeFranco, and that's it. I'll let him filter for me.
Dude, he really has such a...
He's great.
Career.
And he's so middle of the road.
No,
too,
when
usually.
I tell you, I remember being 13 and my friends going, I watched Philip DeFranco. The fact that, years later, that's still a statement.
Yeah, no, he put me on Philip DeFranco. Charlie, I'm pointing at Charlie, not Sam. Although I could be, any of you guys.
I like Philip DeFranco, the guy. I don't love the direction his channel has taken, but...
Oh, does he care about, the
Anyways,
others too much?
what Charlie's trying to say, Sam, is don't
Is it
become
too
Philip
progressive for you?
DeFranco.
How dare you?
I wouldn't want to be Philip.
He has gotten a little bit more...
Supporting the gays, you just can't get around with that.
I don't like that you're taking...
Oh, he likes black people.
I don't like that you are doing this thing where you and Eileen Creighton has
I'm letting Lee
grabbed
cook right
you.
now. I'm just letting him cook.
You're not letting him cook. You fucking have him framing me for years. For years, I'm looking at Sam and Rowan because I don't want to be painted this way again, ladies and gentlemen.
The truth hurts.
Creighton has been telling everyone I'm a racist, gay, homophobe.
He's also gay himself because he hates him.
I just said that. Gay homophobe. Did you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, huh? I thought you were using gay in a
He's been
derogatory
painting me
way.
in different ways to try and make me uncomfortable for years. And I just want that said before we continue this with
He
him
kind
not
of hates
knowing.
himself a little bit, but
And baby, it's okay because all of us hate that we're gay sometimes.
No. It's okay. That's not all I wanted to say before Eileen continued to paint me in this light. My opinion, I like Philip DeFranco.
Mm-hmm.
I like this guy, the human being. I don't like how what was, for a long time, in my opinion, a very just the information channel has become more of an opinion piece about half the time. I still like him. I still listen, and he still does report the news well, better than any of the mainstream shit. But
when he's like, man, I really like those gay guys.
that's not what I'm... Stop painting. You're putting words in
it's
my
like, man, I'm really glad that they're in our schools. You're just like, damn, I can't get behind that.
He's like, critical race theory does need to be taught.
critical. Not
DEI
clinical.
I said critical, dickhead.
was not
It sounded
in
like
charge of the
clinical.
program.
No, I watch a lot of anime. It's like the L&R thing. Yeah, you mind your business.
Are you blaming misspeaking on being a fan of anime? That's crazy.
Nah, it's also a little racial because
Yeah, a little.
whenever I took Japanese in middle school because I'm cultured unlike you fucks.
Now are you saying French is not cultured?
Are you saying Spanish isn't culture?
Are you saying that
Spanish
Japanese
should be-
is more cultured than French?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but our language is closer to
How
French.
do you
so,
measure
there's
culture, though?
Culture is how far it removes you from whiteness. You know what I mean? That's
So whiteness is the
what?
Actually, neither.
Oh, yo, Philly D, you got this? You hearing this?
That's wild.
No, I know. Seasoning food and stuff. But hear me out. Hear me. Nah, I went on a tangent, so I don't really remember what I was talking about. But Pokemon Diamond, really good. I really like the concept of Dialga.
Wait. I want to talk about the Pope real quick because,
Yes, the poop.
Fiction.
listen, Rowan, it's wild. Okay, so one dies, and then a group of them get together,
They just
and
made
they
a movie
start.
about it called
How long is the
Conclave.
term?
So they start till they die. Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah. So they
That
start a
was the
fire, and the smoke comes out this chimney. And when they make a decision on who the Pope's going to be, they put this fire out. So when the smoke's gone, they've made a decision.
That's so whack.
I think
Yeah,
you're
it's
lying
wild.
to me.
No, I'm being so serious.
There's
That's
real.
all I know about it.
That's like some
Ray
ground
Fiennes, the guy who played Voldemort, is nominated for an Oscar right now for a movie describing what he just said.
But that's really what it is. And it's just like Assassin's Creed.
The Conclave is the group of people that decide the next pope. It's the movie Conclave.
So the Templars
nominated for best.
figure out who
Ray Fiennes played Voldemort. Nominated
He is
best
fine.
lead actor.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not Ralph, Justin.
metaphor.
Man, I'll tell you guys what. So today, the woman I've been sleeping with told me she really likes me.
Oh,
God, here we
Jesus.
go. So excited.
That's like that's a hard left turn out of this.
Some stretching.
And like you're just throwing this out in
It's gonna
front
be
of
a good
Sam
conversation.
and Rowan. Like we got
Are you guys
guests.
ready? Are you guys ready for this kind of conversation?
All right. I think the first to weigh in should be Sam. Sam, go.
What was the question?
It's more like she's like, I really, really like you. This woman he's been sleeping
Why
with for
do
months.
you
Wait,
feel the
it's
need-
Sam's turn.
Wait.
It's Sam's turn. dude.
So, is it good? Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
No, really
That's a
good.
good question.
No, yeah, no, really.
He said that with the energy of when Shane Gillis got his hair cut from the Dominican barbershop. And he said, yeah, they clearly never cut a white guy's hair before. And I was really worried about the haircut. And they said, no worry, man, your head is good. Like, he was like, Creighton put Sam on the spot so fast. He's like, girl, is it good? Like, that was so great.
Is it though?
No, yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's
no,
great.
so she's good. She's
No, that's great. It's great.
all
It's
right.
great.
Do you like spending time with them?
Yeah, no, she's cool. She's cool.
All right.
Now,
Yeah.
Wait, I
Are
think
you
that's
are you good with giving up time for them? Like giving up time for you or for somebody else for them?
the edible kicked in.
Wait. I want to hear Leem's answer.
No, that's a good question. I really feel bad too because I feel like these are leading me to like not what
She
I'm
ain't gonna
gonna
watch
say.
this shit.
No, I don't care about that. It's just like those are really good questions, but like what I'm like my answers and like my final answer for what I assume the final question is gonna be like aren't gonna line up. But like, yeah, like I wouldn't miss the podcast. I could have been like fucking right now, and like
Right.
I'm on the podcast. So like,
Do both at the same time.
That
Content. dude.
would have been great.
Just the background.
And you
Here's-
can find that one on the Patreon.
Yeah. You get the home security footage if you go to patreon.com/shirts off podcast.
nah, I'm such a bastard dog because like when I tell you like I wouldn't like actively like try to like sell my sex. But like if there was a market for it, immediately.
Oh, I'm
Like if I could find out people are like, oh yeah, we want to see Leem fuck on video. I mean,
if there was
flooded.
like a
Immediately.
checklist online like big
You saying you would
Italian
watch it?
white feet, I would be the guy sending pictures right away. I'd take pictures every day.
I thought
That's the same as what I was talking about.
If somebody wants to see it, it's not whether or not I can
Still
take
a
the
market.
photos. I can clearly take the photos. It's whether or not there's a market.
Listen, me and him,
Give
we're
me
lying
a
about
fuck.
two different things than what you're talking about. Because like I thought you were about to say, listen, if there's a market, I'm buying. Like talk about Leem.
I'd buy-
Whoa.
I meant I would advertise my feet if it meant that I would make money doing it.
Why are you backtracking so hard?
I'm not. I'm explaining.
And Creighton does shit like that. Like
He really wants to like catch you in a corner that you're not in.
he'll build the corner around you. He'll build a whole house just so you're at the corner of the house.
Just so you're indoors.
What can I say? I sheltered my friends from the rain.
You're a cunt.
That was so bad. That wasn't even good.
That was it. I lost it like halfway
You're
through.
rotten.
Halfway through.
You never had it.
Listen, I've gotten quite high, so I want to ask this question before I forget.
Oh God.
You brought this up for a reason, I feel. Do you want to talk about this relationship you and this woman are in?
Nah, I just thought it was good material. I thought it was a little funny. There's a little dead space.
If you needed your bros, I was going to be here for you.
No.
Sam and I could feel Sam and Rowan were like ready to be involved also. We're here to help build constructive relationships.
No, it's not a thing. I just need to like stop having sex with her. That's it.
Whoa. Hold on.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the answer I needed. Let's dissect this. Why do you feel this
hold
way?
on. So the girl's like, "Do you like me? Because I like you," and you're like, "I'm gonna stop fucking her."
Is that what
I mean,
you said?
I get it.
Is that basically what has
I
happened?
get it. No, that's what he's saying. I get it. But like, why do you feel that way?
Feel like what? That I should stop having sex with
Yeah.
her? It's not fair. It's not fair.
I feel that.
Yeah, like because like the thing is like she was like, so you know I like you, right? And like she told me that and my heart sunk.
She said just like that?
Just like that.
Or she was like, got a whole speech.
She was who?
She had a whole speech.
No, a speech follows this. Like we have.
Oh, a speech followed it?
No, I wouldn't call it a speech.
damn.
We had
That's
a
bad.
conversation.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that. I feel like that misconstrues like her delivery and makes her sound a certain way. No, she was just like, first of all, I told her my vehicle.
He didn't
recently.
want to talk about it. I'm so happy.
I did it, but he.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good.
We can stop if you want to.
No, yeah, either one's fine. Either I played other Pokemon games.
Okay. All right. We'll move on. Anyways,
Yeah, man.
God, that's all I'm gonna be able to think about.
He never talks to us about this stuff.
Yeah,
I was
for
real
real.
excited.
Okay, so I'll talk about it.
No. Wait, I had other questions.
Don't let our narcissism
I'll
fuel.
answer the question because my brain doesn't like. My brain's like, oh, I didn't finish that question, so that's gonna kill me. But no, she was basically like, I like you, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like romantically. I was like, nah, yeah, no, I kind of knew that.
She was
already.
dropping hints.
Yeah, there's just been a lot of
They
little
did like
things.
listen. You can tell when the hints dropped on either side. Like,
No, yeah, you can. And the thing is, like, they make me uncomfortable because, like, there's a very particular, like, stasis that I, like, look for. It's not something that's easy to maintain. It's actually unrealistic to maintain it. But I like when it's maintained, right? And it's just that, like, I want you to, like, know there's some depth to me. I want you to be aware of me. I'd like the idea that you're attracted to me. I like having sex with you. But I don't want it to go any further than that. And that's just not very, like... Because if I want you to know there's some depth to me, that means I want you to know that, like, I'm more than, like, my face and my dick, right? If you know that I'm more than my face and my dick, that means, like, I want you to, like, know me. So I want you to know me and I want you to fuck me, but I don't want you to, like, fall for me. And I'm kind of a dickhead for that setup. Like, that's not...
I mean, as long as you're up
Nah,
front,
you're being a
as
guy.
long
It's
as
pretty
you're
fun.
up front with
I
that
am up
stuff,
front. I am up
then
front.
like, and you don't allow the feelings to go further than like, hey, like, I like you, and like that's cool, but this is what this is,
Yeah.
and we can't continue if you are going to feel this way.
Pretty much, which is, like...
I feel like that doesn't make you a dick, because then it's like you're being very honest about your position and your feelings on it.
Is this the first time that they asked that question? Like, do you, like them saying like, do you know that I like you?
Yes, it is the first time.
So it's good that you were wanting to have a conversation about it, like right off the rip.
Because you could have
That
just
is
got
the
out the
first
car
time.
and been like, nah,
It's a good insight, Sam.
No, I appreciate that, guys, because I feel like a dick.
I feel like look, you
I
do,
feel like a
you
dick.
do, but
Here's
there's
the thing. Here's the thing. It's completely okay to just want to go and sleep around with people. Like that's something that's not talked about a lot because there's a whole like standard now for like getting in a relationship and monogamy and being in that relationship. But like, fuck it. You're young. Sleep around. Who cares?
preach, Rowan, preach.
If you're in a position in life where you're not ready to look, if you're not looking for a relationship, then make sure that that's your boundaries. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm out here. I'm just chilling.
I told you,
I'm,
Rowan cooks, dude.
I'm incredibly over analytical, and that's why I'm going to say this, and I can't stop myself because I've gotten, again, quite elevated. I disagree and agree. I disagree that not a lot of people talk about it. I agree in what you said, which is an intelligent way to say it. I don't think there are people really dissecting the issue and saying it as well as you're saying it very quickly, I might add, very Aleemly. But like explaining it thoughtfully is like the issue that we're having kind of in society right now. People are attacking these issues as a very like black and white, good or bad thing to even discuss. And it's like fucking abortion with how we're going to pick a president.
is people are very on one side or the other and refuse to see the gray areas.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's like, and that's also something I learned perspective from, because when I was in college, I went to historically women's college. So that opened me up to a different perspective where it's like, yeah, you live day to day, just like out in life, but when you see, especially like seeing from the perspective of like essentially an all women's, I say in quotations because we have a lot of like trans representing people there, you start to see things differently, and the whole idea of these like slut shaming and being single, the whole idea and the whole like stigma around being a sexual being is like definitely a lot harder of a stigma on like women and female presenting people,
For sure.
but it still affects men to the point where it's like I notice girls will be like, oh yeah, that guy, he's like a slut or whatever, and like they'll say it, but it doesn't mean anything to them, like because girls aren't going up and telling guys like, oh yeah, like that's, you sleep with too many people, but guys are saying that to girls, and that's something that is definitely like super interesting to dive in on, because if you have this, like, just like you, if you have these standards for yourself, like, hey, I'm not looking for being in a relationship, and then there's also girls who are in that same position, or like more feminine presenting people that are in that same position, they also get a lot of the same things that you're thinking about. They actually have people calling them out on those things.
Yeah.
So it's like I kind of have that different perspective, because like I've seen my friends be called out on stuff like that for the same thing.
Yeah.
It's literally that reel that I sent you of the dude buying the car. One, both from 2011, one with one previous owner, the other with 16 previous owners.
Yeah, which is awful.
It's a horrible...
Yeah, he doesn't believe in this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not. But that's like, hilariously, like artistically, that's literally the sentiment that Rowan just explained.
No, agreed.
Is the idea is, wait, so why is the one that has 16 owners worth $1,000 and the one that had one previous owner is worth $16,000? And he says, because having one owner or having a bunch of different owners makes you less valuable. He's like, so wait, why is the other one worth more money? He's like, well, we don't look at it that way, because if it's one owner, it's just reliable and he's a stud. And
honestly,
and
like,
it's really fucked up, but it's literally that same, that's how it's represented.
Yeah.
I see it. I kind of think about it the other way, because it's like, if you put yourself out there and put yourself in situations where you're with, like, you know, multiple partners and kind of just, like, you know, playing the field or whatever you want to call it, you're getting the experience of, like, understanding and knowing what you want out of a partner as opposed to what you don't. And, like, going in with, like, just one partner you've ever been committed to, like, the relationship you're going to be with the person, if you choose go down that path to be with somebody for the rest of your life. How do you really know that that's what you want if you haven't experienced what else there is that is out there that the world offers?
Yeah, I agree. Now, for the record, at this stage of my life, like I can't use like collecting data as any kind of, like, I've collected enough data.
I mean, look, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, it's not necessarily about collecting data. It's just like you're going out and experiencing. You know?
No, I agree. I do agree that like, you know, there's a lot more like slut shaming towards like women and stuff, and I think that I'm a lot harder on myself than like society would be, because like jokes aside, like these are like stud problems, right? It's like, oh no, like you're like, but like I really think about like the emotional ramifications of like fucking me, right? Because like I do want to have sex, and I do, obviously, right? But sometimes that comes with like, there's like a baggage with it, you know what I mean? And like, I haven't, I'm not saying there aren't women that aren't like that, but like in my experience, like it's like at some point or another, like anybody I've been sleeping with, like it gets to like this conversation, and like I don't.
You're not ready for the next part.
It's not that I'm not ready for the next part. It's like the next
He doesn't
part
want the next
no,
part
it's not
to
an
happen.
option. It's not an option at all. Like if she asked me today, she was like, you know, hey, like, could you see it? And I was like, no. I was like, no, absolutely not. I was like, no, that's not a good idea. I think you're silly. I think you're silly for thinking this.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I get it though. You have to shut that shit down.
No, not only that too, but it's
If
like
you
I
don't
am,
want it,
No,
'cause,
I'm
like, then
very
people-
a functioning adult too,
Yeah.
and she's like a manager at like a fancy place, and like I live with my mom because like I kind of have to. She lives with her dad because she's saving up for her house. I'm like, don't do this, bitch. Like, stop.
You're hurting yourself.
You're hurting yourself. You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
Yeah, you know. Like,
In
I
doing
just,
that, do you think that you're closing yourself off to potential growth in a relationship? That
see,
can
the
help
thing is,
support you?
the potential growth would be like you would be to my benefit, but I don't think being to my benefit is like fair, right? So like, yeah, I could grow. She could put me in rooms I haven't been in. She probably get me connects to like really good jobs. I could probably start dating her and be making really good money within a few months of it, just off of like the people she knows, the family she has, and all this, right? But like, I don't got that.
But your heart's not in it.
Yeah, I don't have that on for her. Like when I like want to be with somebody, dog, it's this all-consuming, engulfing demon of a thing that needs to be like purged of me. You know what I mean?
It's terrible, and Creighton has it too. They both do this. I love them both, and when this happens for them, it's like as a friend, I have to just shut down that whole part of me that's like, I hate that they're not around. I have to go in that part of my brain where it's like, no, they're doing something they need to do that you shouldn't be selfish and like try to shut down because this is like when it is getting real. With
Yeah,
people.
Caitlin calls you my other girlfriend because I talk to you like all the time.
That
like I'll
sounds
tell you
correct.
stuff that I don't tell her. Not like I'm hiding stuff from her, but like I'll tell you something first, and then she'll be like, "Why didn't you call me?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, yeah, I was gonna tell you. You know, I thought
Creighton's probably the closest thing I'll ever have to like getting married. is being his friend. Being his friend is the closest thing to like a marriage I'll ever have. We are just a couple of husband wives.
I sent him a picture of a bus I saw on Marketplace the other day. I was like, "We should buy this."
He did. He wants to buy a bus.
You want to too?
I
We were
want
all
it so
about
bad. It's a sick
Yeah,
school
bus. It's a Mercedes, dude.
It's a Mercedes school bus.
That's kind of like as bougie as it gets.
It's
it
been
looks-
cleared out because they were going to turn it into like a camper van thing.
Yeah.
And they never finished the renovation. So it's just like a seat where you drive and then an empty bus.
It looks fucking. It looks fire. I'm gonna show you.
We could turn it into a mobile concert venue.
I want to turn
whatever
it.
you
I
want
would.
with it.
I would
Yeah.
straight up just turn it into a mobile home.
Mobile home, mobile studio, whatever you want with it. I think it's
Yeah.
spacious, I'm sure.
Don't say the price, but dude, look at that price.
You can say the price. Why not?
No,
We're not going to
Someone
buy it.
might find it.
Yeah, that's actually like not unrealistic.
No,
Right?
that's
It's
that's
like,
unbelievable. It's less than my car. That's like crazy.
for a whole fucking school bus.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But yeah, man, another segue besides my love issues, because
I
honestly,
apologize.
no, you're good. Thinking about it, I really just need to like stop having sex because she's a great friend and not being like a cliche dickhead. Like my life would suffer for us not to be friends, but I know that like I just don't have it in me to like meet her there. Like she said that to me, and there wasn't a single piece of me that was like maybe. You know what I mean? I was just completely like.
You're so shut down to the idea.
Yeah, but it kills me because like I know I'm not completely shut down to the idea. It's just like she doesn't have that thing, and I don't quite know what that thing is. Like it's indiscernible. One of those words.
Indiscernible.
Yeah, there we go. I think okay. It's like an indiscernible variable, right? Like it's a factor that I can't account for, but I know when it's there. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a smell thing. It's almost like certain women have a smell to them where I'm like, okay, you can fuck my life up. Like, I'm gonna.
You got them good pheromones.
Yeah, like whatever the fuck is next, like I'm gonna deal with it because like you're involved. Whereas with her, like, not only am I like not feeling that, but I also know that like I know she would care more than I would. Like I know that I could like grow to love her or whatever, right? But like just off of like how we are now and stuff, I'm like, you would be the one that cares more in the situation, and like I don't like that. And then fundamentally, I think I would be bad for your mental health in the long run. Because like, yeah, fucking me and hanging out with me and stuff, I seem really great. I keep telling you I'm not all that great. I keep mentioning all these fucking awful things. You keep thinking it's endearing that I'm so forthcoming. I think that's silly, right? But it's like, I've also been like, I've been everything a woman wants before. I've been like this like super cool guy, whatever, just everything she's looking for, right? And then 6 months later, like, she just wants to be friends. Like, she wants me, like, you know what I mean? Because it's almost like I'm a really cool guy, so maybe I do have a place in your life. Like, maybe we could benefit from being in each other's lives, but you conflate that with romance. I fall for your conflation, and then 6 months later, you're telling me, like, I do want you in my life, but not like this. And then I'm like, we could have.
You're a thoughtful whore.
Yeah.
That makes them want you more, by the way, when you're like, nah.
Yeah.
On either side, by the way. Or, like, on any side.
Setting boundaries, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That'll
Like,
always be
on
that way.
any of the sides, if somebody's like, hey, I like you, and they're like, no, let's
The
just
greatest
keep
cat
this,
ever.
however, immediately they're just like, they want you more. It's crazy.
I apologize for how much I've talked about things that are not you,
Oh, that's
Sam.
fine. That's fine. No, that's cool.
I know you were coming on. But the only problem, I was talking about this with Creighton on the way.
Can you bring me a beer?
Before we were here today, I was telling him, I was like, dude, you got to give us
Please.
a little more warning as to who's coming on. Only because, like,
Yeah.
based on what you're going to expect, it's cool to go in, like, kind of naked. Because, like, especially Ali never knows who or what we're going to talk about.
But that's by
Great.
design.
Great.
Like,
that's by design. It's cool.
That's
but
the niche I'm shooting for. Is like, honestly, like I wasn't really 100% sure about like what all Sam's ambition would be because like I wanted to be a genuine, organic conversation, and like I didn't want really them to know anything about it either, or just like, hey, this person's coming on, he has a YouTube, he's working on YouTube, whatever,
Yeah.
and then the conversation go from there because like we've had people on that are really about a specific thing, but honestly we don't even talk about that thing. Like we talk with them about all kinds of other stuff, like the relationship stuff that Rowan was talking about, and like I mean really whatever. I just like having people on that like can carry a conversation and that have an interesting perspective on them, and I know you do, and I know Rowan does now.
Yeah.
Not that I was, nothing against you, Rowan. I just haven't seen you and talked to you as much as I've talked to Sam over the years.
he's totally lying. He means all the offense.
He's
He's very mean. He doesn't like you. I can tell when you
You're
walk
allowed
in.
to do that now. According to the government, you're allowed to
Talk.
Get him.
Get him.
I'm okay with it. It's fine.
Listen, my favorite thing about all this is the memes. I live for memes. Like my whole Facebook's dedicated to shit posting. And like the first thing that I saw when he won was like, oh, we're back. And I was like, oh my God. No.
No, that's the wrong side of the argument.
Guys, because it's the way that the official White House, like U.S. White House
Oh.
Twitter page posted an ASMR sending documented or undocumented like
Oh my
emails.
God.
It was just like an ASMR video of them with like chains and shit and like the airplanes. And
They
Listen,
did that.
you think that's wild? I have a lot of free time.
They actually did that.
I have a lot of free time at work, so like I'll like just browse the official White House page, like .gov and everything, and fucking like the first thing that I noticed is like, how Trump's picture used to be like, just the standard like profile picture, I guess, for whatever like government employees, like him smiling or whatever and a flag in the background. Now it's like he looks like The Rock. He's doing like the eyebrow thing. There's like a light shining up under him, and then everybody else's picture is just that regular, cheesing with that.
No, I just imagine him. Like,
Wait,
just
is that the
looking
video?
Like Caesar. Yeah, that's the video. So for those who can't see this, is a video.
so it is ASMR illegal alien deportation flight.
There it is.
Damn.
What? That's wild.
Like who's
Sorry, I know this is just terrible podcast content because I'm being quiet and watching a video, but it's literally like watching. I'm gonna describe it. It's a man walking upstairs with like the shackles around his feet, and like that's insane. That's too much.
Yeah, like,
That's too much.
That is like where, like at that point, like there is no more line to draw.
So, are you looking for like a political angle with your YouTube?
No.
No, not at all. You just want to stay out of politics.
Stay out of that when it comes to that. Yeah.
That's smart.
Nah.
That shit's toxic anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't really have views, honestly, and it's sad
Yeah.
to say that, but yeah.
Well, the thing about politics is like it's so hard to talk about without, and we're doing it. And I'm sorry, I just
It's cool. You got it.
but it is so hard to talk about without alienating like 50% of people. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
like
probably
somebody's gonna be hardcore one way or hardcore the other way, and most of those people that are hardcore one way or the other are always on the internet. Like, and
Truly.
it's just insane. But like if you go out and talk to people, like on the streets and everyday lives, like it's usually not so like hard lined like that, you know? Like
You just people out here.
the social media age has, in like really the rise of Trump and all that stuff, has just really made people dig even harder into their side of things instead of like talking to each other. And I think that ultimately that's the goal. I think both sides are in the shit together, and they're looking to just get people to turn against each other. You know.
Yeah. No,
Well, my conspiracy theory brain's tickling just a little bit right now.
You're tickling.
And if
I'm tickling you.
And if it makes me sad for the politicians that really get into government to try and like say they just have an issue. Say there's like a local politician from a city, like one of the bureaus in New York. They want to fix the sewer. Like their thing growing up, people got fucked up because the sewer or whatever, pick a thing. There's like a real infrastructure that could change for the better that a person wants to attack. But the only way to succeed in doing so is to become a politician in your local government. And you set out with this goal, right? Well, now along the way, you gotta fucking adhere to this side of the argument and this side of the argument. And you have to say a thing for this side's perspective in a way that won't make the other side mad enough to not vote for you in the future, and vice versa. And you gotta do all these dumb tiptoe. Meanwhile, all you really want to do is fix the fucking sewer. And you know how. And the only way you can get forward in your career to get to the point where you have the power to do what you need to do, like, you have to abide by all of these people. And that like stupid game being like part of the pathway to like actual change is like the worst vehicle for leadership that this country has available. Like,
that's something too that I don't think people realize is when these like small and you have these people that are in Congress and on the Senate, and when they like send bills to the floor, when those bills get signed, it's not the bill that they sent in, because the way that the government works is people keep piggybacking. So they will add their own tiny little lines to the bill until it becomes this one big thing. So instead of having a bill that addresses just the infrastructure of the sewers, on there's going to be every other congressperson is going to put something in it.
Yes.
In order for everyone to get something out of it.
Yeah.
So you're never going to sign a bill for one place that's just going to help the place do the thing that they need to do, because everyone is going to keep putting something in there. Mm-hmm. And then no one can agree on all of the little things, so the whole big picture never gets passed.
It's like yes, but
yeah,
like we're gonna put
God forbid one of the things on that list be like euthanizing your animals at home, and then the media pick up on that, and then it just blows up all the good the bill could do. Whether or not there's people on different sides of the argument, liking one thing, liking a different thing, that all like have a nuanced conversation or a nuanced understanding of like something we could actually change. Then they just throw in something ridiculous. That's the only part of the whole bill that gets the media coverage, and then they shut it down because of that one dumb thing.
And then to add to your side, the politician that just wants to fix whatever is going to get fucked up by either one side being like, "Oh, he's too woke," or the other side being like, "Oh, he's
I don't. If the sewers are broken, and there's a guy that can fix it, I don't want to care about what he thinks when he's at his house. Yeah. I don't think I care at all about this guy's opinion on anything other than whether or not he can fix the sewer.
What if he touches kids?
That's bad.
I think that's bad.
I don't know where you wanted me to go with it, but I don't think he's good if that's what he does.
Now we're back to the whole Cosby thing, because like we got Fat Albert, but then it's like we also raped 19 women, so
it was more than 19.
Well, however, it's double digits, which is one is too many, but double digits.
Good save. That was save. You almost that up bad.
9 is all right.
Yeah,
it was 9 of them.
Fuck it. You were one unhealthy length pause away from like really fucking yourself over.
I love Chappelle's joke about the whole thing where he's like, I was really like saying, they're just after money, but then when it got to like double digits, like
it starts to make you question some things.
He's like 2 or 3. Nah, they're just after money. 14. Ooh.
27.
And they're all saying the same thing, like,
And
the
none of them have
same
any time.
details. They don't know each other.
Yes.
They're from
It's-
different states.
It's crazy.
He's like, guys, we might have to assume the bad thing this time.
God.
It's like OJ didn't do it, but Bill Cosby did. You know what I mean? They got us on that one.
You know, but it doesn't matter what you do because as long as you're not as bad as Diddy, you have an opportunity to have a lawyer.
Yeah.
His lawyer quit.
Yeah.
His
Dude,
lawyer-
You know who his lawyer was?
Yeah, the dude that
Yeah.
defended Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Bro.
Shout out the internet.
Shout
Yeah.
out.
Imagine he's got that kind of money. He's
Did
pulling
he?
Osama's.
Bro,
So guys,
Osama
no,
was
no,
rich,
no.
by
I
the way.
think
A lot of
this.
people think he was hiding in a cave. This dude was loaded. He's hiding in a mansion.
Yeah,
out
I
in
know.
the desert.
I think what we're
In
just
a city,
realizing
not in a
is
desert.
that
Sorry, in
Diddy
a city in
is
the
worse
desert.
than Bin Laden,
Yeah, for
right?
sure. No, we don't have that. They don't
Like-
have that talk.
They like
Wait, wait,
Patriotism.
wait,
doesn't
what
have-
happened?
Diddy is worse than bin Laden.
I mean, they both fucked kids.
I don't
I
know.
don't know Osama fucked kids.
He had a ton of child porn and a bunch of children. At
Also,
his
he
compound
blew
when
up
he was-
Yeah, bin Laden might be a little.
Also,
He might be pedophile.
Also-
Pedophile with bombs.
Also, he brought down.
Worse.
He brought down the Twin Towers allegedly, and
I can just tell it's not the crowd bringing that up because I tell you who might have done that.
and killed
I'm not saying it
2,000
was-
people. Oh, is it 2,000? It might be.
all
It's
I'm
almost
saying is we
yeah.
like to point fingers at the brown people when buildings blow up,
Yeah.
and not at the
Yeah,
white
that's fair.
people.
That's a good
And I was
point.
gonna
That's a
say,
good
when you
point.
think about how it incentivized the right to go
You
do a
guys
bunch of
remember when-
heinous crimes in the Middle East, it's almost like it was orchestrated, or at least something's a little off.
Yeah.
But
No,
what do
definitely.
I know? I'm just-
Eileen, we can't hear you very well when you talk without moving, like separating your teeth.
it's on purpose.
The CIA probably definitely did that shit.
Hey man, you shouldn't.
Allegedly.
You're gonna get our
We're
our
part of the
podcast.
thing. We're all part of the thing
flagged.
together. I don't feel like being associated with you.
However-
when you say stuff like that publicly.
However,
I don't want to
if
get
we're going
shot
by-
in my sleep.
if we're going by the reported facts,
Beer kinda
Osama
smells
is
like
technically
cactus.
worse.
Technically.
Probably.
But the lawyer wasn't scared of him, was he? The lawyer was scared of Diddy.
Well,
But that's a
listen,
big
Diddy's
question.
wild. Diddy's like still alive, also. So like, there's that as well. And like, for how long? Who knows? I think Diddy knows either a lot of shit or like somebody like took him down to take his place.
Listen.
It does suck because, like, as we get in the modern age, right? It's like, man, are we finally like calling out pedophiles and people who mistreat
No.
women?
No.
It's like, no, they're about
The
to
old
fuck
guys
something.
are just getting caught because the new guys are pushing them out. That's what's happening. Like, people don't want to acknowledge that, but I mean, look at Bieber, dude.
What do you mean? Look at Bieber.
Bieber
What did
was-
Bieber do?
Bieber,
Bieber got diddled.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he got
Bieber
diddled.
definitely got diddled.
Bieber's
but
been
but
diddled.
He's
he's
got
also,
lyrics about it.
But he's also on the other side. In
You think
that,
he's diddling?
I don't know.
He's the
So-
new diddler.
It could be. He could be. I think Drake is for
you guys
sure.
remember Batman Beyond?
Allegedly! Allegedly!
You guys remember
No, I'm
Batman?
sorry. I'm talking about the wrong Drake. Drake Bell, not that Drake.
You remember in Batman
We're
Beyond?
talking about Drake
Yeah.
from Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Remember
yeah, I
Batman
forgot. You're too
Beyond?
young for that.
No.
There was a show where two guys got stuck in a treehouse.
Remember Batman Beyond?
Ollie, we're gonna talk about Batman in a second.
Nah,
Batman Beyond.
I
said it
like
like
seeing Drake and Josh.
Drake from Drake and Josh. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Also, the other Drake, that one too. But, like, you know, allegedly.
Allegedly.
He can't throw a shoe for shit. But anyways, go ahead.
He threw it a mile.
What? He was a mile up or whatever.
I
You
know,
know?
that's the
Anyway.
joke.
Go ahead.
At this point, the fucking joke don't matter.
Batman Beyond.
No, yeah, but like Tim Drake becomes the Joker because the Joker like put that.
Oh, you talking about the Return of the Joker movie?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's a great movie.
No,
That's
so
my favorite Batman
Justin
movie.
Let
Bieber.
him
You're the
say
only
it.
other
Let him
person-
say it. Just
Sorry,
let him
go
say
ahead.
it, Creighton.
You're the only other person on this show to reference that movie. Sorry. Go
Well,
ahead.
yeah, because Justin Bieber becoming a child diddler would literally be Return of the Joker, like verbatim. Like it would be.
He
like,
could be. I mean,
Yeah.
he could be. I mean, Usher was.
This is a really good
for
reference.
sure.
but now we're in the
Allegedly.
middle of
Allegedly.
deep
Sorry.
Allegedly.
Need me throwing out
my
that.
God.
But Usher was allegedly too.
Was Usher the Joker? That's
No,
crazy.
no,
to
listen,
make.
listen, I'm
That's
just
such a
saying.
crazy comparison.
It is a crazy thought to have.
He's right though. He's
Justin
right.
Bieber being
If
Robin
Justin
is
Bieber winds up
nuts.
diddling kids, it's just like the Return of the Joker movie.
I mean, Drake was.
Not that Drake. Drake Bell was allegedly he got arrested for it in Mexico.
No, yeah, I heard, but then like, didn't he like have some kind of statement that there was like some kind of confusion and he wasn't actually a bad guy?
I don't know, man. It's just
Spacey did that.
listen. It's a confusing
So
time.
he's definitely a bad guy, but I think because he did the interview against like Dan Schneider, because he was in that.
Well,
like,
that was more about what's his name? The
Kevin. What's his name? Spacey?
No,
one of the producers.
the voice,
guy.
the actor coach
Yeah.
guy.
But
Brian something, wasn't it?
Brian. Yeah, I think so. You're
it's
right.
because
we definitely need to remember the names of the pedophiles. Like we need to bring them eternal glory on this.
It's
podcast.
really weird. They should have had that show be about Brian, because they talk about Brian way more than they talk about Dan. Because they're more like Dan just kind of put them in a bad situation.
Yeah, because everyone's just like the only person that can actually say anything against Dan is Amanda, and she's just like
gone.
I think Amanda's just over it. She's like out. She's checked out. Also,
She has
Bieber checked out as well.
Oh, yeah, he's
it's
checked
just weird that this happening. I'm not saying he's diddling kids allegedly, but
What do you mean he checked out?
Like Bieber is like focusing on his family and stuff.
Oh,
he was just on stage the other
so that
day.
means he's
was he?
kids?
Yeah, I saw it on my TikTok.
Oh,
And I'm not even a fan of him, so that means something had to have been happening for him to show up on my.
His stash is getting up to something though. Like, you don't have a stash like that, and
What do you
Okay, so Drake Bell was given 2 years of probation for child endangerment.
Yeah, that sounds way worse than, well, honestly, about the same. But
No, like, child endangerment could be like you were drunk driving your child in the backseat.
Or Batman with Robin.
Yeah,
that's
that's a whole comic book about child
He pled
endangerment.
guilty to 2 charges related to a girl he met online. She attended one of his concerts in 2017.
There you go. I think it was kind of a thing when he was like, "Oh, I didn't know." You know what I mean?
I didn't know she was underage.
I know they love him in Mexico. Apparently.
You want to know what's fucked up though? So we're calling out like
It
musician
is.
pedophiles.
I mean, it's true though. Sorry.
And this puts me in such a bad spot. The only reason I still listen to the music is because I like to hold the idea that the rest of the band aren't pedophiles, and it would be so unfair to discredit their hard work.
Yeah.
But the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers, weird guy.
Dude, you think he's weird? Have you seen some of the shit that fucking Jared Leto gets up to? Dude, that's an island.
I didn't think with a jaw like that.
Jared Leto's
Jared Leto has a
legitimately a cult leader.
No, he has a cartoon character face. I don't trust nobody to listen.
Damn it,
like
he's
that.
a good actor though. God damn it.
Is he though?
He can act
He
good as
wasn't
fuck.
great as the Joker. He was not great as the Joker.
He was not good as the Joker.
But
He was
But
great.
again-
Most people weren't great as the Joker though.
Whoa.
How many good
Jokers
Jokers?
are fighting?
We have 3 good Joker performances.
What are you
Live action.
talking about?
Live action?
There's only
There's
like
Mark-
2 bad
Oh.
ones. Everybody's
you're talking
Whoa,
Jack
hold
Nicholson
on.
was
It's
great.
not just the live performances in animation. You got Mark Hamill, the
And we
guy
count,
that voices
if we
Bender.
count
You got-
animation, after Mark Hamill, the rest of them don't matter. It's like, yeah, that was
The guy that voices Bender doesn't matter. That dude fucking killed it as the Joker.
He's okay, I guess.
Fucking the guy from the Batman. I don't remember his name, but
Heath Ledger?
No. The Batman, the animated
cartoon
show.
show. Why did
Wow,
the
you look at me and you knew that right away.
No, I did. Why did the Joker have dreads in that? What's up with that?
Does he have dreads? I
Nigga,
thought
those
he
are
did.
locks.
he
He
does
has
have
full blown like locks, like the Predator. Like
I don't know.
If I remember
that's
correctly,
listen. That's
he gets re-dropped in another vat. So like, he gets dropped in a second vat, and it just makes
honestly they should just like been more
It's
clear
a
what they
bad
were going.
and locked his hair up.
it's a different
I like
vat.
that one.
He got a
That's-
kinky curl pattern.
That's how that happens.
I like that one can fight though. That one like can actually.
A lot of the Jokers actually could throw hands, and some iterations of the comic book, part of his ability is like when he laughs, he can't feel shit. So like he can like box to the death with niggas because he's ha ha and doing the whole thing.
Heath Ledger, Jack
That was
Nicholson,
funny.
Box to the death of niggas.
Joaquin
That was
Phoenix.
Did he give a good Joker performance? Or did
Joaquin
you guys
Phoenix?
like just not like have sex when you saw that movie?
Which
What are
one?
you talking about?
The Joker?
You had sex when you saw that movie?
Not at the same time. I just
about-
feel like that movie appealed
It's
to
a
like,
weird movie to have sex to, dude.
Nah,
I'm
it's
not
like-
gonna lie.
I feel
That's like a
virgins really
hard.
like that one. You know, what I
That's
mean?
a
I feel like
hard
that
movie
movie's
to have
like
sex to.
it's
If you're
like-
paying attention.
It's like an incel. You know what I mean? Like pro incel movie. I feel like that movie like.
I guess. I don't know. I went on a date to go to that movie.
Yeah, I
This
know.
Why
girl
not?
didn't speak any English.
He won 2 Oscars, and the only other guy to have
I
a
didn't really need
great
that.
performance is the
Listen,
leading
we
Oscar
found ways to
award-winning
communicate,
actor in Hollywood.
You also have to think that like the Oscars, the same when you guys bitch about shafting some of your favorite performances. So using that as a standard for a good performance is never gonna like.
I
work
just
for
thought
me.
he did good. I mean, I don't need an
Still the
Oscar to
upper
back it up.
echelon of the art form. I mean,
The upper echelon of the art form. It's like
yeah, like most of the great stuff's gonna be shown there. Even if they leave some out, like you're still looking at like the best of the best.
I want to hear Sam's thought on it.
Oh, what?
This like the Oscars and like the nomination process.
So, like to your point, I feel like a lot of good films are just not seen because they're just all focused on this Oscars.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good film, a lot of small films that we don't get to watch, unfortunately.
The big problem, I say big problem, it's a very first world problem. The problem is that you have to campaign for whatever your performance or potential nomination category. You have to petition and campaign for it to get nominated. There's not like just, a film index out there that like has people ready and willing to watch every single movie that like comes out officially with like IMDb credits and then watch each one and decide over the course of a year which ones are even can even be started the conversation of being nominated. But instead, no, usually it's either the indie films that get seen by the right people or the big giant production
Box
companies
office,
with the budgets to campaign, we think our guy is the best cinematographer this year.
And unfortunately, something that's definitely been trending a lot is, especially for indie films, if you're an indie film and you don't have credits with A24, then you're probably not getting an award for your indie film.
Yeah.
And,
That's some bullshit right there,
and
too.
that's why A24, and I say that as I was wearing an A24
That's what I'm saying.
hat.
I'm agreeing with that.
No, you had an A24
but it's
hat?
still,
Yeah.
it
Let me
still
see
is
that.
the best of what's available.
Oh shit! Look,
you know?
look at his hat.
And I say that as someone who's chasing A24. But
Do you make movies?
I'm a film major.
Badass.
So I think
You're in
it's...
school right now for it.
I'm taking a break from school because Trump is kind of messing with federal funding. That's kind of making it an issue right now. But that's just a personal gripe that I have with the government.
Holy shit!
But yeah, so I have 3/4 of a film degree.
Hell yeah!
We'll see what I can do with that 3/4 until
You've
I can
got
go
way
back to
further
school.
than anybody in this room.
Well, we'll see. No,
I
I
don't know.
Yeah, definitely further.
I feel like with an Oscar, like, yes, these awards are very prestigious and they're very beneficial to your film. I think that a way that we could kind of change it is, I feel like we should have more film students doing stuff with film awards, because these are the people that are actively learning and actively in the industry and have perspectives on these films, that the giants that have been sitting around judging these films for years, like, they're looking for the same thing. And a lot of the films that are winning is the same combination of the exact same thing. And the films that are kind of getting brushed over is like new stuff that we're not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And like really creative, like out there ideas that have an audience that isn't getting picked up. And I see that with music awards as well. Like with the Grammys, especially since the Grammys just happened.
We were There's just talking about that.
there's
Sorry, go ahead.
there's so many artists, like personal, like artists that I follow that are just now starting to get recognition but still aren't winning in categories, because even though they have the recognition or starting to get recognition, they still don't have those big names. A personal one of mine that I was a little disappointed about was Clairo. Her album Charm was nominated for a Grammy. It didn't win. The nomination is still wonderful, but if you listen to the album, it's one of the best produced albums of the year, in my opinion, and it didn't even win its category. So to have people like, there's...
What did it lose to?
Let me
That wasn't the
pull
one.
up.
She didn't lose to Doechii, did she?
No, so she wasn't in one of the like larger categories. She was in one of the smaller.
I was like, because Doechii might be a rare example of like that was a good choice. Like
Doechii
Doechii was supposed to win a
absolutely
fucking
deserved-
Grammy. Yeah, that was.
Yes.
I was
They
very
gotta
happy
mix
that
in-
she
They gotta
won a
mix
Grammy.
in the like rightful winners with
No,
the
that's
bad
the
ones.
trick. That's the trick.
Yeah, that is the.
It's like we're gonna
trick.
give one category. It's gonna go to the right person.
So we're gonna get
fuck you up.
Kendrick all of these, and then we'll let Doechii.
And then
have
we'll really
them.
fuck them for the next like 6 years.
Yeah.
and then every once in a while,
Listen,
you get the right
Kendrick did
people
put up
winning.
some numbers though.
Oh man, don't get me started.
Yeah, so
I love
Clairo's
hip-hop.
album was nominated for Best Alternative Music Album.
Okay, bad.
And didn't win, but when you have like especially like you have categories like alternative for the small people, you know? Like you're
That's
not,
some bullshit.
you create categories for small people so you don't have to put them in the regular categories. And that's something, especially with, and that's another gripe with the Oscars. All animation is under one category.
Thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Listen,
Listen.
This is a
Hey,
big one.
this motherfucker refuses to watch and some of the anime shit that I've recommended to him because he's like, it's not the same as like Interstellar and like
No.
what's the other one you like?
No.
The Martian.
All
You're
animation.
you're not representing.
Did
my-
those get animation Oscars? What?
No. I'm just saying like he's saying that live action is not on the same level as animation.
Man, you know he don't believe that.
Yeah.
Studio who exists? Studio
Ghibli.
what?
Ghibli.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
all
Yeah.
for Ghibli, but he won't give
Yeah.
any other animation
That's
a chance.
not- that's
Fuck
not true.
you.
I'm not gonna lie though, if that is your one to pick, that kind of is because who's doing it better than Studio G?
No one.
Well,
That is
okay.
very true, though.
Look,
It's not even. It's not Disney Channel. Like Studio G is what Disney Channel thinks it is. Like Disney's best movies, they think.
But DC cooks though with some of his animation.
No, it does.
Absolutely
Yes.
nothing in comparison.
But my name is Totoro. Howlin' Castle cooks.
DCA.
Spirit Away cooks.
DCAU.
Princess Mononoke.
Cooks.
Yeah,
She was
no,
so
all this
beautiful
good.
and she
All this
tried to
good.
kill him?
But like
Cooks.
She actually
So
Okay.
tell me, literally,
So who-
I want you to
chewed
name,
the food raw. She ate
like,
everything.
for real, right now, when you're looking at the comparison between, like, Disney animation and then, like, Studio Ghibli, like, the difference is very inherent. And
I don't like Disney being in the conversation because they're so. They're,
True.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
did that?
Disney
Who
is
mentioned
any
this?
conversation.
Wait. I'm sorry. But like, I just want to say for Disney does so many different things that it's kind of like I would rather it be somebody else other than
Yes.
Disney.
However, but when you're talking about the two, you're talking about films that are marketed towards children, which does put them in the same category.
But is Studio Ghibli really marketed towards children?
Studio Ghibli is 100% marketed towards children. The reason that it doesn't seem like a children's film is because Studio Ghibli does a lot more intense, like their
Real
messaging
stories.
isn't
Wait,
Actual
Yes.
themes.
It treats children like humans and not little fucks, so it addresses things that
Let
adults
me-
can
let
relate
me-
to.
Like who? Like what? Like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right, Avatar: Last
Avatar,
Airbender.
okay.
So Avatar: The Last
I think that's the only
Airbender-
thing that's even in the same conversation.
Here's the thing. The reason that they're different is because Studio Ghibli has their children characters, their main characters are treated like people and not like
Little ass kids.
little ass kids. When you pick any Disney film,
L.A.K.
yes,
LAK.
they at the end of the day they both have like a lesson. But if you're looking at like Kiki's Delivery Service, that is a she's like 12, right? She's a little girl. And her parents trust her. The dialogue and the communication between the adults and children is very different. But that's because in Japan, the dialogue between adults and children is very different. So when you're taking these other cultures where people are more respectful of each other and try to compare that to Western film, which we're not used to people just being as kind. Society doesn't expect people in the West to naturally be as kind and have the same, like, fundamental, like, moral structure as in, like, Japan, where these movies are coming from. So you look at them very different. But my thing isn't even comparing those kinds of films. It's the fact that all animation is in one category. So you have Disney movies next to, like, Rick and Morty.
Or Spider-Verse.
Like,
Next to
exactly.
Studio
Like,
Ghibli.
you have, like, actually phenomenal animated films just next to kids' movies because they're all animation and they're all under the same category.
We need a more diversified animation awards
Yes.
ceremony, or at least a more
Well,
diverse.
there is one. It's just not at the Oscars.
Well, that's what I'm
people-
saying, like-
the Annies
like-
are the Oscars for
Yes.
the
Like
animation.
the animation itself should have its own subcategories at the Oscar, or even its own categories at the Oscars. However you would.
Yeah,
want
but
to
that's just the that's what the Academy is. The Oscars is like for the films, and then they have the Annies. It's like the Academy's version of the Oscars for animation. Just like the Emmys are just for TV instead of movies. It's all
Invincible.
cinema.
Invincible
It's all
is-
filmed. It's all storytelling. Like
I
you
think
have
they're
different
just
genres.
scared.
Yeah, they are scared.
I think they're pussies.
Invincible is also in the conversation.
I think they know the Spider-Verse is better than most of their live-action bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
they don't
Listen,
wanna have to
the
compete
first
for
animated
Well,
Spider-Man
there are-
movie killed it.
Animated movies.
Are you really surprised?
Animated movies do get nominated for like normal Best Picture sometimes too.
Yeah.
Batman
Like,
Mask of the
There haven't been a lot of
Phantasm.
them, but they
No,
aren't
not a
like
lot.
they aren't like locked away. They're not allowed.
But here's the thing: if I'm like looking at movies, like, okay, for example, one that's really like that one's or is nominated is Wicked. Has several nominations. That's an example of something that is kind of outside the norm. A musical is not something that normally you're gonna see very commonly get nominated for something.
Or like Get Out.
Get Out.
Horror movie all
Here's-
the time.
I'm on the fence about your musical theory because, like, you do have stuff like Les Mis and
Yes,
like all this
you
other stuff.
have-
And
It
if
doesn't
they,
happen a lot.
you know that if
Musicals
they made,
come out every year.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but you know,
And not just like musicals, like
if they made a
hundreds of musicals
decent,
come out every
if they
year.
made a decent Hamilton movie, it would definitely make the Oscars.
yes, and that's because Hamilton
is
has
a-
numbers. However, Wicked has not always had those numbers, and Wicked is one of, if not, I'm gonna say like in the top 5 like most well-renowned musicals like to date. Wicked is
Killed
one.
Broadway for years on that.
I still haven't seen Wicked because I'm holding off. I'm holding
So-
off. I
You're
know.
edging, you
Well,
nerd.
no, so listen.
And I do want to point out too, though, because you say
We can't wait for you to graduate from
It's just like I told Charlie earlier. Like there are things out there that I know are fucking amazing and will take up my time, and I'm waiting like for the right
But
moment.
the only reason that Wicked is doing the numbers it's doing is because of A, the casting, B, the amount of fucking money. They made like Wicked cars. Do you know all of the freaking marketing and promotions they did?
Yeah.
They probably spent more on
Barbie did
marketing
that
than they
too.
spent on the entire movie.
You have to. You do have to. It's
Yeah.
usually 2 to 1.
It is too. No, but I'm
like-
talking like 4 to 1. Like
Yeah.
the money that they've done this marketing is because the fan base for Wicked itself is small. The amount of people who are going into this movie that know it, there's a lot, but it's not even a fraction of the number of the people that are watching it. The reason it's doing so good is because they've been hinting at a Wicked movie for 10 years now, and it took them 10 years to make it. So yeah, it's gonna
Sounds
be
like
one
a
of
certain
those.
book series. I really
Yeah.
like.
So it's
You
gonna
talking about
like
Game of Thrones? Are
when
you talking
you
about
have-
the Mando movie?
Both.
Sorry.
whenever
I'm
it's just
sorry.
thing like that.
I was gonna keep going, but I was like, you
anytime you
ruined
have
the
a
point.
franchise that's been bubbling, that's
Yeah.
been sizzling for a decade,
They couldn't do it with cats.
exactly.
and why
They
do you
couldn't
think
do it with cats.
Avatar?
Cats was
couldn't do it
terrible.
with cats.
The-
That might be why we're here, is because of cats.
Cats was terrible, and that pissed me off.
I solely blame James Gordon.
I've seen a live
Yes.
production of Cats. Like when I was a kid, like I saw like an amateur live production of Cats.
I always thought the Nutcracker was the one that like it was always around. Like that's the one
Yeah.
that they always did.
And it was like
somewhere.
interesting. There's like a scene where like one of the cats.
Oh no, the show's good. The
Yeah.
show's good.
A cat
the
like
movie
scratches
is
another
bad.
cat, and they like shout water into the crowd for like the blood.
Oh my
I have such a visceral memory of a cat.
As a little,
It's like
No,
water.
look, people like
is water just cat blood?
everyday people sleep on live action musicals. Like, you know what I mean, your average person. But I think it's because of the way that, like, it's marketed now. Like, it's only marketed for people that can afford, like, the good version of the show.
That's true.
And I think that's some fucking
So
Keep cooking though.
musical theater, that is a really fair point. Musical theater is
Can I have that,
definitely
mate? Yeah, I got a problem.
musical theater is definitely a very privileged form of media. When you look at the history of theater, it's white men who can afford it. It's strictly white men who can afford to go to it, who are in it. People of color and casting for musicals and stage plays wasn't even a big thing until really. I mean, and I hate to say this because Hamilton gets too much hype, but
I mean, he has bars though.
Yeah.
Lin-Manuel Miranda went out of his way to try and have almost an entirely POC cast for Hamilton, despite it being about the
White guys.
founding fathers.
Yeah.
You know, like that's something that like you go
And
out of
those
your
white
way
guys
to.
that went to it were like, oh, black people exist?
Yeah, yeah. And so
I think I like George Washington a little bit more.
yeah, Thomas
like-
Jefferson's
you're like,
got a little
giant,
funk
awesome,
now.
beautiful
They're like,
black
oh,
man.
George Washington's so cool
Have you
now.
seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
No, my sister's a huge fan of
What's
it.
his?
I believe
who
it. I've
played
met your
George
sister.
Washington?
That's crazy.
George Washington was
It's fuck.
One last time, Charlie. Just remember it.
My brain goes to Christopher Judge, but I know that's
No, I think that's
fucking
what it
guy
is.
who
I
plays
You're thinking
Kratos.
about Jude Law.
The guy who plays Kratos is Christopher Judge, but it's a name it's a similar.
Wait, Rowan's
those
pulling
guys
it
are
up.
so similar to me.
Rowan's our Jamie.
I got it. It's Christopher Jackson.
Christopher Jackson.
That's
not
what it
Judge.
was.
That was on the tip
That's
of
why.
my
That's
tongue.
why I get them mixed up, and they're both just big, beautiful flat.
Don't tell me it wasn't real. I know it wasn't really.
So, that guy is the best part of Hamilton for me.
Oh, dude.
George Washington
I
in the
can agree
movie.
with that, honestly.
He is so great.
No, David Diggs.
David
Completely.
Diggs is also amazing.
Listen,
he's the guy who plays
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
And Lafayette.
And Lafayette.
I thought you said Davy Dix, and I was like,
Davy Dix.
whoa.
That's
That's
not
a
what you
crazy
said?
name.
Is it not Davy Dix?
Yeah,
It's
Davy
Diggs.
Diggs?
Yeah.
Oh. My bad.
Dix is a common last name.
Does he have a shovel?
God.
It's David.
David Diggs has been on a
No, but
fuck ton of shit, y'all.
Diggs, you know?
I
Good
know,
shovel.
Creighton.
You don't get it.
Somebody's gotta call a spade a spade.
That was so good.
No, but I
hate
think
you when
making
you're
stage
good.
adaptations
That was
or
good.
recording the stage versions of the show and
Yeah.
publishing them gives the format of musicals the ability to be viewed by other audiences that it's not.
I wish
easily
they
viewed by.
did what they did with Hamilton on Disney Plus with more productions because, like, the appreciation for the stage work and everything they're doing there, and also just like the fact that you're getting to see all of the pretty much the original cast is incredible because
So
you
there's
get to
that,
see
yeah.
that there's other venues of acting that aren't always acknowledged because stage acting and like movie acting are just not the same thing.
So I love that. The reason that you could only do that with certain things, though, is because a lot of musicals don't have original Broadway casts anymore. So when musicals keep touring on Broadway, they have secondary and third casts that will end up taking over. So while it's touring, there's on Broadway, that's a secondary cast, and then off Broadway, which tours the country at certain stops. And that's going to be a separate cast as well. So it's going to be really hard to get the stage adaptation, the filmed the way they did for Hamilton, unless you know it's going to be a phenomenon the way Hamilton was.
Yeah.
But with
And even with Hamilton, I think when they brought back the cast, it wasn't everybody, right? Like, because I think
so for
Liza
that,
was
so for
different.
that, it was the I think it was the original Broadway cast, and then for all of the backup dancers, I don't know if they were all the same as the original. But like for example, like Wicked, and then also the Mean Girls movie adaptation came out last year, and January 20th. And don't ask me why I have that date memorized.
Did you snap? I love that. That was incredible.
I didn't know they redid Mean Girls.
So yeah, so
I
Mean
didn't
Girls.
wait till you
Here's
see
the
what they
thing.
did with
That's
Heather.
something
no.
I feel like I should have known.
So Mean
You know
Girls.
Heather's?
Heather's was originally a musical, I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of movies were actually originally musicals that were just made into movies, and then no
Grease.
one was a musical.
Good
Yeah,
job, Aleem.
congratulations!
Yeah, named the movie with singing in it.
He
Go
loves
grease
that movie.
lightning, you're burning up the quarter.
He really loves that movie. It's a really funny character.
Listen,
study.
Unfortunately-
I mean this in the most like.
Grease might not be the right time period for you to like.
Oh wow! Who would have fucking thought?
He beat me by 2 seconds. I was literally just about to say, you know, I'm watching you in the whitest shit you've ever done when you're like,
Why is it? Keep that in mind. He also his other favorite movie franchise of all time is Twilight.
Okay.
Hold on. Twilight's a banger
It's
though.
the but it's the white girl banger. It's the
It
fucking-
Is it though? I mean, look, they're basically Super Saiyans.
No. So you're either
That was you were.
It's a lot more anime-esque than anybody wants to talk about.
I
Listen,
agree
the
with
worst
you.
part
I'm just
of-
talking about
Sorry,
the fan base.
I know you have a point. I just need to make this point real quick. The worst part of Twilight is literally the main characters. Everybody else is cooking. Like, fucking even the dad.
No, the
I would
dad's
watch a
one
whole
of the-
movie about the
The
dad.
dad's one of the best dads ever, and like
I would watch
such
a whole
good dad.
franchise about this father hunting this bear.
No,
and there's no bear.
Literally, there's so many things. There's so many scenes in those movies that only pay off and like for a little bit. But like in the was it part 1 of Breaking Dawn when Jacob shows him that he's a werewolf and he's getting like he's taking his clothes off in the forest.
Don't do your pants like that.
No, my bad.
He's
He's
taking
looking-
his clothes off.
You know, because like he has to take his clothes off because he tears his clothes and turns into a fucking 10-foot wolf and shit.
Yeah.
So he's taking his clothes off, and the dad's like, "Whoa, boy! Like, what the fuck you got going on?" And he talks to his daughter. He's like, "Yeah, Jacob turned into a big ass bear and shit." And
the dad's like, he was the bear the whole time.
Guys, this has nothing to do, but also kind of something to do with the fact that he transforms into a wolf and with his clothes thing. Because
I love you.
This is not the same thing, but the Hulk.
His
pants
just reappear.
always
The
the
Hulk,
size.
guys, the Hulk is growing in size. Does his dick stay the same size when he's in Hulk as if he's
No, he's got a Hulk dick.
Are you sure? Because his
It's
pants
Hulk
don't
dick.
rip. His pants don't rip. Not all the time.
Oh, spandex.
Listen, hold
Where's
on.
spandex?
No, he might be cooking here.
I gotta hold
He's been
you.
cooking all night. He might be right.
The spandex.
No, the Hulk.
I know. Me and
his-
you are hoping.
His bottom
But, like-
half stays the same, y'all.
He's just
He
a
was
girl,
also
guys.
talking
He's
about
just a-
fucking with
So you think the thighs?
Black Widow.
Look, y'all.
There's no imprint.
The legs rip.
There's
The
no
thighs
imprint.
don't rip.
That is really weird though. If it's just like the dick stays
So
the
really,
same.
Hulk
and
is
everything
just
else.
getting his period, and that's him hulking out. Everything just retracts.
I don't like the direction.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, every
don't like
image,
that.
guys, every image of Hulk.
Is that
the
what
waist
Red Hulk
stays
is?
the same size. The legs and thighs get bigger. The waist and crotch stay the same. I'm not tripping. Every picture of Hulk, the pants are ripped. The crotch area does not change.
Listen, I'm not gonna get away from this, but I'm segueing hard. What Twilight was a musical?
So Twilight, guys,
Twilight
have
on
y'all
Ice.
heard the pipeline from how
To 50 Shades of Grey.
to 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a horny fan fiction.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. Like
What's his name? Theodore Gray is Edward or whatever. His name
no,
is.
but it goes one step further to
Christian.
Further than horny fan fiction?
What?
No, there's a whole
Is he a
That's the last
vampire?
step.
Sorry, we keep talking over you. We do that.
9/11.
Wait, what?
9/11 is the reason we have
Vampires
50
called
Shades.
9/11?
9/11 is the reason
And My
we have
Chemical
50
Romance.
Shades of Grey.
And My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
God, the foundation of the cake goes hard though.
So
make it
if
full
you like
circle.
Twilight, you can think 9/11.
And Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella
And hate
Academy.
against Middle Easterns.
Huh?
Hmm?
What you said something about Middle Eastern.
damn it.
You guys hate against Middle Easterns.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
talking
we're
about
kind
things
of
that we
past
can-
that now as a society.
We
Like,
are?
We're on to like hating Mexicans.
That's a hell of a. That's
You
a
know
hell
your
of an opinion to hold from South Carolina.
We've moved on to hating Mexicans or whatever Trump said.
We're gonna take all the seasoning out of our Mexican food.
No, they're just tired of the trans people now. Like they just
We're
want.
getting there.
They
They're
don't
tired-
want us here, but we're
Yeah.
not allowed to leave. It's the thing.
They're just tired of anything that isn't,
Everything.
that isn't white women.
Well, like here's the thing, right? It's
they
like
don't even like white bitches.
people forget like that early, well, really the whole 2010s, not 2010s, the whole 2000s was like the Republicans were in control, but also like sometimes they say really weird shit, and like
Sometimes.
a lot of the time they would say really weird shit, and that's not gone away. Like it's even bled into Trump. Like Trump will say like wild shit, but then he'll like throw in some weird Christian shit, especially like after the whole assassination attempt where like he had everybody praying around him. Like I was like, all right, listen, like
I need your prayers like a spirit bomb.
I'm religious.
Around me.
I'm religious, but like this is getting a little weird. Like you're lifting up a man as like a deity. And,
I'm gonna
like,
walk
you know,
through your little crowd. I want your hands on me as I walk by. I need to absorb your prayers.
Although I will say
Thoughts and
on the
prayers.
whole other side of this that takes out the religious part, like him coming up after the shot in the ear and like raising his fist with the fire
Pray
behind
to
him,
me.
I was like, all right, that picture goes hard, but like, listen,
That
But
picture
guys-
had way too much sauce. I
Yeah.
hate how much sauce
That picture was okay until you see it on yard signs driving to your
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's where it gets crazy.
Yeah.
As a poster at the White House, kind of sick.
Yeah.
On like Greg's front lawn,
also,
cringe.
it's like 50% of the time, like he'll like do some shit and I'm like, damn, like that's crazy that he said that, but also kind of cool. And then he'll like throw in some weird shit at the end about DEI. I'm like, all right, that's too much.
No, yeah, he's just
like he's got his mugshot hanging up in the
Here's the
white
thing.
in the Oval Office.
He
Did
really
you know
is
that?
following.
That goes hard.
He's following the Kanye method. Like, do something, and then just be like, oh yeah, I'm a Nazi, and then
Yeah.
it's like fine, and then it's fine.
You guys don't understand how hard it is to watch the Kanye thing because, like, not just as a black guy, not just as a hip hop fan. When I was in the 5th grade, we literally, like, my mom, and her boyfriend lived together and rented a room in a house, right? So just context, right? Just think about it. Like, I'm in the 5th grade. I rent a room
Fucking hard with Kanye.
in a house. Love Kanye West, whatever. And the house that we're renting, one of my classmates' family owns it. So I live in the same house as one of my 5th grade classmates, right? Boo-hoo woes me. But think about how spiritual Kanye West music was at the time. Graduation comes
Kanye,
out.
listen, you gotta separate the artist from the music.
Nah,
Music still
sometimes
slaps.
though, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, you wouldn't say, oh, but Hitler's diss track is really good, you know?
Well,
I
listen,
don't know, you guys ever see
here's
those paintings?
here's my response to that. I bootleg all my shit, so like he's not getting a cent out of me.
Yeah.
For me to
I
enjoy the
haven't
music.
paid for anything.
No, but
digitally
I'm big
until
on-
you-
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm
We're
big
ahead
on
of the
economy of the mind and spirit, though.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
mean?
also.
So what
good.
matters
That's
with
a
an
good
artist,
point.
like your dollar is probably the least important thing. I get in a capitalist society, it's really important, but like why Kanye matters is because in the 5th grade I lived in a fucking room that's like fucking bottom of bottom trenches, and this nigga's music gave me the power to go to the 5th grade and do my motherfucking times tables. And now this nigga is saying wild shit. Like, and this thing is like, there was a certain extent of wild shit I could like defend. I'm like, oh, it's opinionated.
But then he's like, I'm a Nazi, and you're like,
Yeah, even when like I fucking hate Trump, dog. Y'all niggas know I don't fuck with that boy.
Yeah.
And even then, I was like, oh, maybe it's an angle to sell records to Republicans. No, I can't do shit about the Nazi stuff. I just gotta throw away graduation.
Did you see what he said on Twitter? Like,
No, I don't want to know what the
No,
fuck
I'm
he
saying
said.
after that crazy.
Oh, when he was like,
rampage.
I'm not a Nazi.
He was like, I'm not a Nazi. Shout out Adam Sandler.
Did he really?
Yeah. Shout out my boy Adam
he did
Sandler.
not.
Bro.
That's
So,
wild.
I was like, all the memes of like motherfuckers saying like, bro, Adam Sandler just walking around on fucking wings somewhere, saving Kanye, trying to pull Kanye out of his fog, bro. Adam Sandler's just out there trying to save Kanye somewhere.
Dude, I feel like he started off by trying to make an interesting point and then ran with it in the, like, you know what I mean? Because, like,
lean in the wrong side.
yeah, like,
of it.
statistically, right, I'm about to say something. I love Jewish people. Let me just lead with that, right? But something as simple as the idea of, like, hip-hop, right? How hip-hop isn't too disconnected from the prison industrial complex. How the main kind of artist that sells in hip-hop is an artist that promotes negativity and distorts the idea of the black image, right? The idea that, like, you know, I'm black, right? Obviously. So there's conversations,
black?
of, believe it or not.
Oh my god.
And, right? Because but you have these conversations on, like,
Charlie
It's
Charlie
okay,
won't
it's okay,
like
I
that.
get it, I'm black too.
Charlie won't get it.
I don't know. Halsey's black, so you might be.
No, yeah, but for real, my dad's black. He got pulled over by ICE the other day. Dead ass.
That's a whole other thing. Go ahead. We don't have time to unpack all of that, but like, you know.
He is okay.
No, it's okay, I got you.
Oh, it's so.
We'll go from one thing to the next. Kanye, 5th grade. There you were.
But you talk about, like, these constructs of, like, what blackness is and isn't, and you think about how, like, music has a message, right? And media is important. The simple things like if you Google the word beautiful and see what pops up in images, and think about how, like, that subliminally affects the culture and society. There's people that look like you for sure. I don't know about you, but you know. So you think about all that, right? And then you think about, like, who owns, like, the record labels that sign these artists, right? And I feel like he had that idea, right? He was just made an interesting connection. And then I don't know what the fuck happens next.
I think he's drunk.
I
He
don't
was
know.
like,
Well, when he
he's
first
just been
said-
drunk tweeting for like 6 months.
Well, when he first, way back when he said, like, I love Hitler, when he said that shit, when you listen to the interview as it's happening, he's trying to say, like, he loves the positive and worst moments and best moments from history because it got us here. And then he chose the worst example to have a soundbite of. Like, I'm not, this is not me.
And on top of that, he's wearing like
What
a
I'm saying-
mask when he says it. So
yeah,
it's like,
and especially then, Kanye, the only, like, I know that other artists have done it. The only one I can think of, because I've been listening to him a lot lately, is Killer Mike. Like, they study philosophy. Killer Mike, like, raps about the Stoics a lot and, like, the Roman Empire. And
Kanye probably was going down a fucking path, but instead it was like a 6th grader trying to explain to you the show they watched while you were at work, like, or a 6-year-old rather. Like Kanye was reading all this philosophy and had not really given it a ton of thought yet, and he was like, "You gotta love the worst things that have ever happened. I love Hitler." Like I think in his brain, like he really was like trying to spit some shit he'd been studying, shit he had been
So
contemplating.
you think it's like a line that didn't land good?
I think that particular, yes. I'm not trying to
I
defend
truly
current
believe
Kanye.
He also like, and he be manic out of his ass.
Yeah,
he be going through the like. There's mania and there's whatever the fuck he be going through.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Pete
You get me
Davidson's
high
approach,
enough and
man.
start talking me into a corner, I'm gonna see the side of the thing that I don't necessarily agree with and give it its like grace in that moment, and it's gonna sound like I fuck heavily with something I don't fuck with. But you give me a day or two to process it, and I can go back and be like, well, while this is a cool aspect of that nuanced perspective, I think overall it's not a great idea.
But then taking all of your merchandise off your website except for a t-shirt with a swastika on
oh
it.
man,
That one was bad.
No,
That's the kind of thing where I'm like, that's the part of it
yes,
where I'm
but,
like, see,
you know.
it's hard to do this.
No,
it's
and
hard
it's
to
the
see
lean.
him
It's the
from
lean
right
into thing
perspective.
because it's like, man, this dude might be a Nazi. Or he might be like the world's worst kind of troll.
Yeah.
Like, because the thing is, like, here's the thing, right?
If
It's
he's
kind of
strolling,
like
that's wild.
It's like Quentin Tarantino with Joker 2.
no, it's like Elon Musk's whole synthetic ass personality. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, like, I have attention that a lot of people don't have, and I'm gonna say these things that nobody with my kind of attention would say. Whoa, look at me! I'm so trendsetty. I'm so because like that dude's behavior. Lately.
But you can say whatever you want because he's autistic, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, you know.
I think he did that
That's
shit
what
on the
that's
bet.
what I used to do.
Oh
for
wait,
myself.
wait. Oh, if we're talking about his like whole like accidental "my heart to you" thing or whatever.
See, I wasn't even getting into that. I think he's a loser. Like I think he's the lamest motherfucker to ever have money.
I think that shit was a bet. I think he was sitting next to like
And if it
Zuckerberg
was,
and Bezos, and he
my
was like,
God.
"Listen,
No, they're probably betting money.
I think Zuckerberg, Bezos, and him are all sitting to each other. He's like, hey, fucking,
How much you
I
would
bet
bet
you
get
would.
away with a Highland?
like, I'll bet you an island that I can go up there and do like the Nazi salute and get away with it.
That's probably why he did it twice.
And then,
Because he
like-
did it and then turned around and did it again.
Listen, and
Yeah.
Zuckerberg's like,
really funny.
2 islands you can't do it. And he's like, watch me. And he goes up and goes, my heart to you. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Like, you know.
even if I appreciate that. With all that side language you usually do.
On an audio podcast, we can all confirm Creighton didn't do it.
But you know
But he
what?
did it, believe it or not.
But he wants us to know that that's what he's
Spiritually, I
thinking.
did it.
Oh, that's not. That's
That's the worst way to say
You
it.
should shut the fuck up. He's like, my soul is a Nazi.
Yeah, that's divinity.
What? I'm quoting. I'm spiritually quoting.
Your white ancestors are like coming into the
Listen,
room.
we weren't even here for that.
We just got Whoopi Goldberg, bro. She just-
God,
that's a ghost
somebody call a
reference.
bakery for me and get mad at them. God, that was
You
wild.
just got Patrick Swayze.
Anyways, I had something else I wanted to say, and I forgot what it was.
Nah, I just
You don't
read.
fuck with Jews, clearly.
No. It was
That's
about
what it feels
Kanye.
like.
It was about Kanye.
Bro, we're fucked. This is-
No.
You guys have killed
Kanye.
my black card.
Oh, no.
You guys have
Listen,
killed.
I know what I was
in the
gonna
Jewish
say.
community
Listen,
now.
Hey man, that's what white dudes from South Carolina do.
I think Pete Davidson broke this man. Like, broke him so hard he became a Nazi. Like, that's why.
That shit was also one of the greatest. He got into this one night, like by the fire. Look, there's nothing in the history, recording podcasts, watching movies, nothing compares to sitting alone with Creighton Carter at night with a beer next to a fire. This dude goes
I learned from my dad.
in on the most ridiculous. Cause this guy explained how Pete Davidson has fucked up the status quo of like what is respected in general life in like sociology.
My mind does not comprehend Pete Davidson because this man just rolls up and just fucks, like, you know, and then like
But here's the thing, all his
destroys
tattoos
people.
are gone now. Like he's getting rid of all his tattoos. Have you seen?
Yeah, he has like no tattoos.
And he looks
I don't understand it. I think what it is, and I would be the same way if I saw like my woman with a man that looks like Pete Davidson. Not that he's like ugly, but it's like he's not attractive. I'm like, damn,
like this dude's got a hog. Like, you know what I mean?
No, but but it was an interview with him and Jimmy Fallon where they were talking about all of his tattoos being taken
Did you
off.
say Jamie Fallon?
I said Jimmy.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Jamie Fallon.
The Jamie Fallon show.
Yeah.
Jamie Fallon's wild. Anyway,
No,
sorry, go
but
ahead.
him with all the and he's talking about like getting all the tattoos off and everything. And in that moment, never ever ever, but in that moment, I was like, no, I kind of see what Kim Kardashian saw, but without the tattoos.
I think you know what it
That's
is.
so
I
funny.
think it's that he's damaged, quote unquote. I'm doing quotes. Yeah.
I mean,
People-
Jared Leto basically based his Joker off of Pete Davidson.
Oh wow! Wow!
I thought
Wow! Whoa!
Look at him.
Oh my
That's
God!
so excited.
Jared Leto's Joker's Pete Davidson. I get it.
He gets it.
Oh my
Jared-
God!
Dude,
no
my
wonder
dumb
Ben
ass-
Affleck punched his teeth out.
Every time
Like,
you guys
he
said
was
Jared
fucking
Leto,
J-Lo.
I was thinking of Jay Leno for some fucking reason.
So earlier, oh my God!
Yeah.
Go back and listen. Whoever's listening right now, if you got this far, if you got 2 hours and 2 minutes deep, go back, listen to us talk about Jared Leto, and imagine the whole thing from Aleem's perspective. It's Jay Leno. That's amazing.
Jay Leno's
We're over here talking about
Joker.
we're talking about the bad guy. We're talking about the guy from fucking Dallas Buyers Club, the bad guy from Blade Runner 2049, and this guy in his head, it's Jay Leno.
I need to go lay down. Jesus.
Oh, that
That's,
is so great.
now just imagine Jay Leno being like, what does he say? He's like, you want me to give you a reach around? And like that fucking Snyder cut. What the fuck? That's in the DCU.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna hurt you.
That's in the
Real bad.
That's in
Real
the
bad.
Snyder cut where he's like, "You want me to give you a reach around?" And it's like, you know, the Snyder cut of Justice League. Like, there's a whole end credit scene with the Joker and like
It's Jared Leto's Joker.
Amber Heard. Like, it's literally like Ben Affleck with all the canceled people. Like, Ezra Miller's there too.
It's nuts. Yeah.
It's nuts. Anyway.
No wonder that guy's always smoking outside
Yeah.
his house waiting for
It's
Dunkin'
like, did
Donuts.
the DCU just really not perform well, or were all these people canceled and it's just Ben Affleck, like, dressed as Batman?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Ben Affleck is probably like, because I don't know too much about like his like history and stuff. You know, I really don't care. But he really strikes me as like, it almost sucks that he's famous. Like he has like
He hates it.
Yeah, he has the
He
full
talks
benefit
about
of it.
it.
He has,
If you look
but
at
he,
his earlier
he gives
shit.
it like the way he behaves, the way the cat. Like you can tell he's like, I can't believe I fucked Jennifer Lopez again. Like I knew that was a bad idea.
Yeah, he does.
It's fucking J-Lo. This bitch is still from the Bronx.
You can tell. You
I'm
can
the
tell,
only guy above 26 that she has sex with. She
You can
keeps
tell
coming back.
that
I
he
don't know.
liked doing the more small scale stuff. You know what I mean? Like being more
Yeah.
independent.
Because he wrote Goodwill, right? Him and
Matt Damon.
And we think about that, and you
Real
think
good
about how
moments.
so much of what he's been in is nothing like that. You know, he probably wants to get back to that, and not fucking J-Lo.
Oh no, he did want to be
He's-
Batman
Well,
though.
he has. I mean, he still makes. He won an Oscar a few years ago for Best Picture. He made Argo, the movie about.
The Accountant. People sleep on The Accountant, but it's
The
actually a pretty good movie.
Accountant was
Fucking
good.
solid.
I like the Accountant.
I love Ben Affleck. I'm a giant fan. Matt Damon's my favorite actor, and Ben Affleck it's his best. Ben Affleck is the Creighton to my Matt Damon.
You feel like you kind of look like the guy that plays Adam Warlock in the MCU.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's a
you
big
are
topic of
making this
conversation.
connection like 10 years after
Yeah,
we
you
made
just
the
you just
joke.
made these. I've been the We're the Millers kid since we were.
You
in
guys
high
ever
school.
seen We're the Millers?
We're the Millers?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I have though. I can't say.
I know you were like 10 when it came out. Anyways.
Have you guys ever watched The Bear? He was in The Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, he is in
I
The
watched
Bear. What's his
Bear.
name?
The Bear was-
Apparently, I look like that guy.
What's his name?
No.
Again?
His name?
Come on, you know him.
I know.
You know it.
My brain always first goes to Jesse Plemons.
Get it,
That's
you
not
dumb
who it is.
bitch. You know
Jesse
it.
Plemons.
God damn, what kind of kinky shit?
It's a name.
I
That's
just
gonna
really
make me mad
wanted to
when
Will
you say
something.
So when
Will
did you realize
Poulter.
you
Thank
were...
Will Poulter.
Will Poulter.
Will
Thank you.
Poulter.
That was going to
So-
drive me crazy.
We're the Miller's kid.
I can always do it with one of the
We're
names.
the Miller's era. Will Poulter looks just like Charlie in high
Okay,
school.
now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
a little bit.
I
The
got
guy
it.
that's like, you're
A little
getting
bit.
in high school,
Yeah.
shot for shot.
It's-
No,
Same
they
guy.
literally both had like the same in development face, and then they both wound up as different evolutions
Yes.
of the same Pokemon.
We were both.
like these
You're
niggas.
Lola. Oh my
you guys
I
are
started
Eevees.
I started off as Stuart Little Kid. That's what I started off as. Me and Will Poulter evolved into fucking Grovile. And then where I was Septile, he was like Gallade or something. Like, it was like
You
crazy.
look like the adult version of this kid that I used to call Chicken Little in high school. Like,
That's wild.
that's
dude.
kind of sweet.
You know Jonathan
Is this
Lipnicki?
guy
The
balling?
kid from Stuart Little?
Yeah.
The white kid? That's who I look like as a little kid.
Yeah.
And we look similar now, but he's ripped.
That
Yeah,
dude
no,
is
Jack's
jacked.
turned into a Chad.
He's literally like a Gears of War character. Like, I mean, like his arms are bigger than his head. Like, he's
You
like
guys remember
stupid.
the fat dude from My Name Is Earl?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also got really jacked.
Yeah, he got.
Did
Yeah, he did.
He's got
he's
the
like a
race
lu-
of somebody.
he's like a
He's
lumberjack.
He's like
No, My
fucking,
Name
like
Is Earl is
Hathor
my
Bjornsson
show.
Jack, like the fucking mountain from Game of Thrones.
Do you remember the
Yeah.
guy from Smallville that played Superman?
Yeah.
Also jacked now. Like,
Yeah,
like-
even in the last thing he did as Superman, like that little crossover,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, the
Infinite
Crisis.
World shit.
The
Yeah.
Crisis, yeah.
Even in that, he
I
like
still
looked a
watch
little,
that.
like,
I want to watch
overly
it,
beefy.
but because he does that whole log splitting thing from Age of Ultron,
Yeah.
when he's talking to Lex Luthor, who's also the guy from 2.5 Men, which is hilarious.
Yeah, so weird. Almost as weird as Jesse Eisenberg being Lex Luthor.
yeah.
But
Weird
now that I
choices.
realized that guy was Lex Luthor, I get why they thought Jesse Eisenberg was going to
weird, like non-Lex Luthor people to pick to be Lex Luthor. Like
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Spacey was like the last like
I feel
Lex
like Idris
Luthor.
Elba would have
Lex
been a good
Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Who?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, no, but they're not brave
that
enough for
would have
that.
been a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah, right,
I don't
right.
think any Lex Luthor live action Lex Luthor was actually good.
The guy from Smallville was good.
Would have been good.
Oh,
I think that guy from
uh,
Guardians.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but
Lex
yeah,
Luthor's
the
kinda,
angle
like,
they played him, I think
shitty,
he was
like,
good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Idris Elba.
Idris
Hey.
Elba is so close.
Why not? You saw the way he played Knuckles?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's
Is
a
it?
voice. That's like a
It's,
voiceover.
dude, I'm literally just like arguing for the sake of it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's a good point. I'm amazed with myself. I referenced a
He's playing an
Sonic
animated character, so it's a little different. But you see him in something like Molly's Game, and you're like, this is never the fucking the guy like the manic like drug addicted guy or something. This is never the guy that shows weakness in the.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a lot of character. He's usually the like stern guy. He's got that.
That's the guy.
He's got that
Lex
build.
Luthor. Lex Luthor in the DC animated series.
He's
is
right.
That kind
That
of guy.
Lex Luthor's a Chad in the DC.
Well,
Yeah. And honestly, that's how I think. I think like cool, light skinned,
That's
bold
how
black
I
guy.
think of it.
I'm only
yeah.
operating on the live action Lex Luthors. That's really all I've seen.
Oh yeah,
So
I
all I
feel
can
like
ever see is the like weak guy.
no, that's fair. But I see the live action ones. I feel like don't do enough
They
like,
don't.
service to
They
like
don't.
Lex Luthor.
Anyway, I was gonna rap because food's here and also I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. But Sam, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
Rowan,
having me.
you were like amazing. You just came in and
So just fuck Sam. Like
yeah.
Sam.
No, I mean look.
You're getting
You
the
get it,
honorables.
Sam.
Yeah.
So glad that Sam brought you Rowan.
Yeah.
Sam,
No,
honorable
no,
mention.
look.
Rowan's taking the MVP.
Sam's ambition. When you get that shit rolling, like
Yeah.
honestly, I want to have you back on. Like either
No,
after that
yeah.
or before it, because like you're fun to have on, and also you have an interesting take on shit.
I also think, since we're talking about that, you should both of you. It'll be like it'll be a lot of people. I'll even step out for that one so there's less people. But with Trey,
Oh, really?
yeah, both
Okay,
from
yeah,
school,
yeah,
both have like an
yeah,
actual
yeah.
interest and appreciation.
Damn, I didn't even
understanding.
think about
Yeah,
that.
two-
No, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
No, you're welcome.
Two avid practitioners and then two big dorks who just like
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
Yeah.
Like it's one that I could sit out of and like tune into. Type shit.
Leem? No, you're not sitting out. You're officially a co-host now. You gotta
Oh
be.
God.
Anyways,
Well, the thing is,
Charlie,
if Alim would just watch a movie, like he would be, it takes him way less viewing of things to like get it. Like I have to keep watching it to understand everything. Alim will finally see a movie and then break down shit I wasn't even paying attention to.
like
that he-
Shawshank.
Not like Shawshank.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for being here, Leem, Charlie, Sam's Ambition, Rowan. This has been Shirts Off episode 11.
Question mark.
We'll see you guys next week for another riveting, jaw-dropping, bone-breaking episode.
In the thumbnail, the 11.